Last night dreamt of Mariana. Such pleasant times I recall, no strife at all. Now each day we might be goners. Hunted across the ocean blue, what can we do? Fending off a magic spree, try to end the travesty. This place is our destiny, La Isla Maldita. Adventure in the skies, switching to next disguise, make use of skills from AU Lives, this mermaid lullaby. Well met, lords and ladies, Jacob Butter speaking, and welcome back to another episode of Minecraft Review. And, why not for the finale, you know? Yeah, like I said, I've obviously probably set this up because I've been like going around and scrambling for different places. But we're here now, which is the important thing because this came out yesterday. We were planning to review it yesterday, but because we weren't aware of what time it was going to come out, that's when the freak show situation happened. So you're getting a bit of a deja vu from yesterday in terms of people who are here. And that would, of course, include, if I can actually put them on screen if my cursor doesn't freeze on me, our usual guest, Ain't the Best.
Hello. Yes, we're watching the grand finale of Mermaid Tales. Which, by the way, as a title for the finale, kind of lame. Just calling this episode The Black Lullaby. The series is already called that.
Yeah, I think the idea is that we didn't know at first what the Black Lullaby was in reference to. Now we have all the pieces together. Here is the Black Lullaby at its at its conclusion point. So I sort of get it. It's sort of like playing the theme song to a particular show in the final episode of that show.
I still find it kind of lame for a title, though. I feel like especially from search term perspectives, if you Google Mermaid Tales, the
thank
Black
you so
Lullaby,
much.
Ow, that was sudden. Owie.
It's done now. Like I said, I didn't set it up correctly, so I carry on.
Anyways, but searchability, I don't know. If you're looking for this episode specifically, I don't know if this will come up as well in searchability based off the title.
If you well, I don't know. I feel like it's the opposite. If you search up Mermaid Tales: The Black Lullaby, this will now be the first result.
Maybe I don't think so though.
I don't know. I mean, honestly, as far as marketability goes, it's kind of brilliant actually, because most of the time people start with the first episode and trail off and don't reach the end. In this one, they know exactly how long it's gonna go on for. You know, they and if they want to actually revisit like the best moments, then assuming that this does include such best moments, then you know they've got it conveniently there. I don't know.
And if not, they're going to include hype moments. So we talked about hype moments last time. Yes,
we did indeed. In fact, in reference to an Aphmau series, as I use as an example, where all of the hype moments were at the end. So there you go.
Don't make me pray to my Aphmau statue for smiting.
If anything, wasn't the Emerald Secret like the name of the first episode as well? In that one, so it's the opposite situation.
Well, I mean, I think it was technically the secret, the secret of the emerald or something. It may have been like a semantics thing, where it's like
the secret of the emerald secret.
I don't know. I think it was something like that. I may research that now. Give me a moment. But yeah, okay, we're reviewing the finale, which, by the way...
regardless, we are, in fact, watching The Black Lullaby, the end of The Black Lullaby, the season of Mermaid Tales.
Yeah.
Which, I guess if you think about it, it is a sort of like sandwich in the middle of there as a title. But yeah, you know what? Whatever. Searchability or not, the number is still there. The number is 19.
Never mind. The title of the first episode was The Emerald Secret.
There we go. Yep. And of course, the title of the last episode of Her Wish is One Last Time, but that is on purpose. So you know.
Oh, God.
Okay, but with that successfully out of the way, let's go ahead and actually begin, because we tend to start early because it is a longer video, and so now we're going to do precisely that. Again, if my cursor doesn't stop freezing every few seconds before I try to actually use it. Okay, here we go.
the
Without
art
further
here.
ado,
It's
on with the
pretty.
review.
Hey guys, wanted to say thank you so much for watching Mermaid Tales. It's been incredible. As a special thanks, all Mermaid Tales merch is now 10% off for a limited time at Aphmau.com. So if you've been wanting to grab something, now's the perfect chance. Thank you so much again for your love and support, and we'll see you guys in the next adventure.
Well, time to do 5 more unboxing videos.
This is a cool map. Man, what sucks about this show though is I feel like we get all these cool looking locations. Like last episode we had the really cool looking locations. But we get it for an episode and then it's gone. It's like, man, I bet people spend weeks, maybe months working on some of these maps. And we get them for an episode and then it's like, okay, this map's now gone. Even
That
though
is
they
true.
look so cool.
One thing that they could do, in theory, is release these maps to the public after the episodes themselves, so people get to enjoy them and explore them in that sense, and they get more of a fulfillment out of that potentially. But then again, anything is better than the fact that they didn't finish building the map for Starlight Wonderland, and therefore we didn't see Starlight Wonderland in the Starlight Wonderland series itself. If anything, Black Lullaby at least delivers on the promise of what it is. So,
yeah.
There you go.
Honestly, that's probably where Aaron was meant to propose originally, in the center of Starlight. I think that's probably where Aaron was.
That was his goal from season 3.5. That was
his goal is to propose to her. I'm thinking though they were originally planning for him to propose in the middle of Starlight. Or the middle island.
Yeah, but if his goal was to propose to her, why did he spend so long trying to find ways to get to Starlight Wonderland? That feels
but when he got there, I think that's where he meant to propose, on the location. Instead
absolutely.
of
he said as much in season 3.5, is what I'm saying. That's not a surprise. That is very much the intention from the very beginning.
No, I mean the middle of Starlight Wonderland, the center island that got destroyed in season 6. I think that's where he meant to propose.
That's the part that we didn't get to see. Yes,
Yeah.
so we're saying the same thing.
But I think honestly they didn't build the set, so they're like, he proposes on a beautiful
that is what
mountain.
I said. That's what I opened up by saying, Aiden,
Yes.
that they didn't finish building Starlight Wonderland in the series that has its name. That's what I said at the beginning.
Yes.
All right, that is giving me some time to actually promote the streams. I've got to do that.
Ooh, where they actually get the singing from is pretty good. I don't think they had people sing this, but I think it's online though. From the sounds of it,
Most likely, because I remember actually. Well, that part's probably that part's original.
Oh no, that part.
Yeah, I remember that when I put on the actual stage musical of Siren Story, and I did actually search up as a preliminary option, Mermaid or Siren sounds basically to use as atmosphere. And I did find one that wasn't like that one, but it was similar in nature.
Similar, yeah.
I didn't end up going with it because I was actually able to, because it was university, obviously, I was able to use the actual recording booth and just bring in the actors for that and do some chants and lay them together myself. So I ended up going with that option instead, but I almost used something like this.
That's cool. By the way, girl, how are you out of the water? Shouldn't you be suffocating?
Maybe holding the soul thing, whatever is
no, but it doesn't affect her, remember? It doesn't affect her for some reason. Wait, oh wait. Okay, I think I have a theory of why it doesn't affect her, but I'll talk about that later. Talk about that part later. But
okay.
But at the same time, I don't think it affects her at all. I'm pretty sure it's just a pretty rock to her. Not pretty rock, a pretty orb. What is it actually? Is what would it actually be classified as? A trinket?
Well, it's Minecraft, so it's classed so being spherical is classed as an abomination.
Well, I mean, yeah. But... I wonder what people actually would use it for, like in real life. If they had something like that. Like, is it just a display item? If it was in real life?
Well,
What
I
if-
mean,
what-
they could. Well, I mean, I don't know. They could use it to access skills acquired in alternate lives.
If it
And
wasn't
wardrobes.
magical, what do people would think it's for? Is the real question.
A paperweight. I don't know.
Can't you do this underwater? It's more humid than an eel's breath in this place.
Interesting perspective from the human there, or the presumed human. Maybe that's a bit of a hint towards his true nature or something.
He's an eel man.
If you want Abyssia gone, I must be right here. It's the perfect chamber.
Breathing oxygen that I
Yes.
couldn't do before.
Now, kindly don't interrupt me as I'm holding my breath constantly to make this all possible. I have 5 more minutes before I suffocate. Now let me continue.
Fine. Would be nice if I could breathe here too.
Okay, another interesting line from him. Maybe he's holding his breath too.
I mean, he does have a diving thing, so you know. Girl, you promised you wouldn't start killing people if Aphmau decided to come to you. Come on, don't break your promise.
I mean, I guess they're not dead.
They're suffocating.
Okay,
I
that
think
guy
he
was
died.
dead.
I think he died.
that
Oh, and yeah, I think some people are dead already.
They're resting.
They're resting.
Oh, I love the storm effects there.
I like the water
What if I was-
effects here.
Yeah, I wonder because obviously like different shaders are gonna have like different things. I wonder if it's like actually from shaders specifically.
It could be a mod too.
It could be a mod, but also I'm not sure like what mod would you need to like add storms to Minecraft. They're mostly just already there as part of the core game. So if you have the right
Yeah,
shader,
but it
then
could
you
be like a
need one.
blockbuster mod where you control the weather and the exact setting of what happens around you.
Okay, but it's also Minecraft. You can control the weather with /toggle downfall. Oh wait, no, that's not the command anymore. They changed that.
But
Yeah,
can
slash
you?
weather
But
and then whatever it
can
might
you
be.
cause lightning to happen on command though? With that command.
You can cause it to go on command with a yes, actually, absolutely. And also, as far as storms go, you'll have like thunder and crackles. I'm pretty sure at all times anyway, and rain. The lightning itself, you need a little bit more precision for, or it's extremely rare. But yeah, most of the other stuff you can absolutely do in the core game. Maybe it's like a shorty situation where I go the vanilla mode, and she decides to use a mod to achieve the exact same effect.
Hermit crabs.
Oh,
Hermit
there you
crabs.
are. I was starting to think you'd let all of Abyssia drown without so much as a goodbye. Give
Wow.
her to me. Give me Aphmau. Or I promise you.
Why do some of these
Mariana
villains
will
say like
have
Aphmau
some
weird?
too.
Like I guess she's not
Every
mispronouncing it, but it's like Aphmau.
Every
Like
life.
it's
will
like the way
die.
she just just says it's like, girl, really, really, give me Aphmau.
Potter, I
now
speak directly to you. On this night, you've allowed your friends to die in your place rather than face me yourself. There is no greater dishonor. Join me in the Forbidden Forest.
Oh God.
I was like, oh yeah, I do know that way better than I should. I'm still impressed, by the way, that like Aphmau only ever did like one Harry Potter video in the thousands that currently exist on her channel.
Hey, well, at least she didn't do a lot, knowing what we know.
And it was
about.
paired with Hunger Games.
Yeah. At least she didn't do a lot, knowing what we know about J.K.
This is
Rowling.
their-
That would have been really awkward for her history. But then she just acknowledged, "Oh wait, ignore these videos, please." Although I guess she did delete
Well,
the.
okay. I will say that. I will say this. You know, that is not nearly as awkward as other stuff in Aphmau's history that she has 100% deleted.
She deleted the Jacksepticeye X Markiplier video thing.
Yes, she also deleted an entire Let's Play series of Honey Pop, if you know that game.
I don't know what that game is.
Oh, well, that's interesting piece of history right there. It's a yeah, it's a mature dating sim is the best way I can put it.
Listen, the Doodle Date videos are still #1 though for her like dating sim videos. I love the Doodle Date videos.
Okay, yes, but as much as you know that series somewhat toes the line sometimes implicitly with the whole like personality thing. Yeah, Honey Pop in general has the personality at the forefront of its marketing and its gameplay somewhat. So yeah, again, as far as embarrassing stuff for Aphmau's history, that would take the cake over any video.
I forgot how the whole personality thing in the Doodle Date influenced Aphmau to include the whole personality shirt in Minor Demons.
Wore several different things. She wore like that herself in actual like.
It was real merch. She made real merch that said personality there.
Exactly.
God, Aphmau, bring back that shirt and make it unisex and actually make my size. Because seriously, stop with 1X. Do at least 2X. Jeez. Anyways, please make my size, and I will.
But it only comes in youth sizes, and there's no refunds. No refunds.
But I will wear it if you make it in my size and bring it back. I will buy it and wear it in a video.
Honestly, don't even make it unisex. Just make it 2L and they'll buy it anyway.
It depends. My shoulders, it probably has to be unisex based off my shoulders. My shoulders are too broad.
I believe it was like an off-the-shoulder design anyway, or at least it was on Sketchy. So I don't know.
I don't think the actual t-shirt was off the shoulder.
Oh, that's kind of weird.
I don't think so. I'll have to look up what the merch looked like.
There of the waterfall.
I don't know if it's a waterfall. I thought it looked more like a magical barrier.
Magical barrier? They don't have a sea crystal. What are they going to do?
Well, they already went through. Dang, girl, impatient much?
Yeah, she's got 4 minutes left.
What the hell?
Hermit crabs.
Attack!
Oh yes, I was about to say, like, you know, I wonder what this one sounds like. I remembered only the child crabs are allowed to speak.
I wonder what Aphmau's paying her daughters in this time, because I know she said like she paid what, like not Jason. Crap, I forgot. Joseph. Is it Joseph? I don't know. Her son.
Yeah,
son,
Joseph. That's his name.
I think she paid him in cookies or something to do lines for like season 6 or something for Aaron.
Okay.
I think she mentioned. What was she paying her children?
What she paid him for diaries then? Formula. I don't know.
Wait, was he actually voiced in Diaries? I thought that was just generic baby noises.
No, I think that was Julia. There was like what I think it was either Joseph or Julia who said who were the voice of like Lilith in that one in the Aaron death video actually. Who just says like one line of "daddy" and that's it. So one of them, probably Julia, got might have got paid to say "daddy" in I don't know, in Formula or something. Company stock. That'd be really funny.
You filthy little... Get off of me!
Get your marketable bodies off me now!
What the hell is happening?
Man, you're really lucky you didn't hit any of the women with those falling rocks.
Castman! Fix it! Fix it now!
Now she's become a bit of a child there. It's like, no, it's got broken. Fix it.
Shit!
Now, women, listen to me. This is when you run away. This is the part where you run away and not panic.
Every last one of you!
You're gonna waste your remaining oxygen. What are you doing?
She just starts dying like.
I shouldn't have shouted. Oh, okay. Did the eel just rebel?
I think there's a tail.
You!
Ah, fair enough.
Layla, look at me.
I mean, look, you wanted Aphmau, there she is.
It's over.
Look at me, I am the captain now, literally.
Please, don't do this.
You're right. You have cleansed my soul. I will stop my evil plan.
But there's one
Thank
thing
you.
you didn't account for. Look at the video timeline. We're 45 minutes from the end. Attack!
My own blood. You'd take this from me.
Didn't you try to kill her?
One
The first time you
thing
saw
I
her, you
earned.
immediately tried to kill her, and then you said your sad backstory, and then you're like, join me. It's like, your first reaction was to try to kill me. This is a very bad pitch. Don't
Definitely
do
a double
that.
standard there, yeah.
Please, listen to us. No! You will all listen to me!
You know, I know we're joking about the whole oxygen thing, but she does actually sound out of breath right now.
God, she's like Rev's voice actor, just having to scream a lot.
Yeah, it surprisingly does pretty well to not, like, lose his voice constantly.
Oh, I'd lose my voice if I was voicing a character like Rev. I'd be like, God, I cannot yell that much. I can't yell continuously. Like, you get a few yells out of me, but after that, it's like, okay, I can't shout continuously. It's too hard.
That's it! I'm done, people die! I still remember that one. Honestly, you know, I'll say this, you know, as far as projections go, Fallen Angels got like the shouty lines like way earlier in its runtime than the Mutant Girl did. I still remember when I demoed the get away from my friend line, and everyone went like, whoa, or something. It's like, oh yeah, we're bringing that level of energy. It's like, well, yes, you are. Please do that.
Yes, please bring energy. Voice acting with energy is great.
That'd be very painful with a tail like that on the stone. The bricks.
Well, have you seen Aphmau on the show? She like is like scooting
we
around.
talked about like her and her splinters constantly. Yeah. She's used to it.
You're the craziest bastard I know. That almost blew us both up. I still don't understand half of the plan. I rig a man's entire supply of blasting powder into the side of a volcano. I light it, and all I was told was, cover the moon. Cover the moon, Aaron.
And did it cover the moon?
Covered the moon.
No moon, no death. That's what Xena told us.
Yeah,
Okay,
well,
like
that explanation
I talked about stuff like I like it when we
Every
actually
piece
hear
does
a
a
bit of a
job, and
plan.
we need to do
Because I
ours.
feel like this episode
Right now,
kind
we
of
need a
jumps straight
split.
into it.
I'll deal with Caspian,
Hold
and
on.
you find the women, all right? Get them to the
I'm
shoreline.
trying to pause it so I can talk, so I can hear you talk. The cursor's frozen.
women.
Oh, there it is. Finally.
Okay.
Okay.
Anyways,
Sorry. Continue.
So Xena off screen confirmed that the moon or whatever is what they need, which as the audience member, if you go back to episode 2, you could probably guess that because the first shot was the moon, and then it panned down to people starting to like cry out black tears. Yeah, we could guess that as an audience, but from a character standpoint, they wouldn't know that until Xena told them off screen, which
That's
I
right.
don't like that.
Oh, off screen. Yeah.
Yeah, I really would have wished we had a scene at least if they included it last episode, like a brief explanation of she gets the power for the Black Lullaby from the full moon at its highest peak. As long as she can see the moon, she'll be at full power to use her song or something like that. Maybe
Or the moon is the conduit by which the song works. Yeah. Any of those scenarios, absolutely.
Yeah, but
I
like
think
it
that's
was.
the oversight here. Not necessarily the fact that you don't like hear the whole plan, which is what I heard you were saying before, but that specifically not being heard is the problem. If the
Yeah.
plan's revealed or halfway through the episode, we get to see it unfold in real time and figure out what exactly they've actually drafted. I personally, I do like that approach and often prefer it to the let's talk about plans scenarios. But absolutely, they should have included the moon part before now.
Yeah.
Did you rig more explosives?
Did you carry alcohol with you when flammable substances were around?
Wasn't
Yes.
honest. What the hell was that?
Hey, look, it's just the Thornton sides. They're back again.
You and your girl are in so much debt to me.
Move!
They can't even see us from here. Right. Going.
I mean, if you're within firing range of them anyway, then I assume you're
Hi.
like that.
Walk it up the mountain. I want that peak in the water.
Sir, we don't.
So essentially, now the pause button works. Fantastic. So essentially, Captain Stone's abilities not only include like super endurance, but also increased sight. So,
Super
there you go.
perception.
Yeah,
he rolled a nat
all the
20.
stats.
He rolled a nat 20 on perception, apparently.
Well, you can roll your stats at the start of games. We don't often do that when we make characters, but that is a possibility. Oh, apparently, apparently is that the Zero Reserva, I don't know. I'm sorry if I'm saying that wrong. Finished right now, so I assume meaning to finish the actual episode. So, well, there you go. We I say we also waited because of review times, but I don't know. Aiden might have already seen this.
I played the 5th.
Yeah, no. Aiden doesn't like waiting, even if it is 24 hours. 23, in fact, because we started early.
Yeah, well, I don't wait for anything. I wait for nothing.
I guess that's how you get all the merch deals.
I also do this thing called research a lot. It's awesome.
Information he's even on the.
It's him. Don't stop until it caves in. Kill him.
Should we get closer?
Should we go in there and invade him and kill him?
Yeah, let's have exploding in the air, which they probably are out of universe, but yeah. Are they waking up from the lullaby by hearing the lullaby?
No, I think it was because the moon was covered and broke the spell temporarily on them. Okay,
Wow.
now...
You did the horror movie thing.
Oh, God. Now, listen, ladies. You could either jump him and push him off the cliff, or you could all run for it. He can't catch you all.
Seeing that be the result of go up against him, I wouldn't try it. But beforehand, yeah, absolutely fight or flight. You know, either all jump him or scatter around. He can't possibly get all of you.
No, listen. If he's gonna knock me out regardless, or try to do whatever he did to her for unknown reasons, I'm running regardless. I'm gonna take my chances with the world. I'll take my chances for this one.
Didn't we just go over that yesterday with like Viviana Kincaid and if all of the people from the sanatorium were released and that being the strategy? Something like that.
I don't know.
Or just scraping her face on the ground. I like how it's not even remotely the same melody.
Yeah. Like, look at this. Lolook at this.
Back to sleep.
They're just
Back to
standing
sleep.
there. Oh no, he's gonna
Nobody's
knock
not
me
singing
out.
on my
I
watch.
better not move. Like,
There is such a thing as fight, flight, or freeze, but the chances of them all being freeze
Don't
individuals
freeze!
on a is a statistical wonder.
have survival instincts. God.
That's what I mean. Fight, flight, or freeze is by definition a survival instinct, and you can't necessarily.
It's not a good one. Freeze is a horrible one.
Yes, it's a horrible one, but that's just different. Like different people will have that. It's like that's like at the core of someone's brain. So it's like one of the hardest things to have any sort of mastery over. That being said, like I said, statistical wonder that they all happen to be freeze people.
I don't know.
So rarely existed. So she did.
like you're just gonna sit there.
See, that's
and watch
closer.
him hit you?
No, that's the melody. That one, that VA got it correct. And was faded out. Great.
Oh yeah, the giant rocks. The Wreck-It
God
Ralph rocks.
damn it. That mess is mine to clear.
He's not going to hypnotize the others? They just going to
I assume he hits him off screen because... I assume he hits him off screen. Oh, and
alright, I gotta go get the mess, I guess. Alright then. Bam, 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 bam.
Yeah. Aphmau singing now. Although I kind of wish they actually had Jess sing instead of... It sounds more like a generic thing they did. Like a generic sound, like... I think it's Jess.
It depends. Yeah, it could be either one because it is so it's so filtered and echoey that it could just very much be, her own vocals through that effect. And yeah, I don't know. Could be either one. I am going to try to allocate a bit more processing power to StreamYard while we've got a pause moment to see if I can do anything about this. So let's see. Whereabouts is it? Elevation service. It's not what I need at all. I need the actual browser I'm using, not the elevation service of the What? Okay. Yeah, I seem to have all of the things. I have an update service and an elevation service, but not the actual browser that's listed in here. Okay, never mind. Guess we'll deal with awkward pauses again because, not like this video happens to be an important one or anything.
Have any idea
channel.
how long I've looked for you? How many throats I've opened, trying to find one that could hold the note? All
Well, I mean, if you open throats, they're unlikely to hold any notes ever again. So that might have been the flaw in your system there. Test the notes first, then the throats. Test the notes, then the throats.
every last one of them a failure. And here you are.
Well, one of them doesn't even sing the right melody.
Answer's mine, and a mermaid on top of it.
That is interesting. I guess that does imply that that this ability that she has is not necessarily tied to her mermaid nature, and just happens to be another chosen one power that Aphmau has. Great.
We love chosen one Aphmau
Your
power.
little song will do nothing, sweet thing. And when I take your body...
I do love the implication that, diegetically, what's happening is that she's trying to, drown her out, but she's, projecting as much as she can, with her mouth, fully open or something. Essentially the equivalent of, putting your fingers in your ears and going, la 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 la. That's what's happening while she's giving her monologue. So no wonder Lena's getting mad.
Is gonna pause?
Yeah,
or...
no, I don't know.
I'll finally use the soul echo for what it was made for.
So what? The soul echo? The soul echo is used to take people's bodies, apparently.
It's an echo, so I suppose,
You
in a
taught
sense.
Lumi how to echo another voice. You're not the only one who remembers this song, Layla. Mom taught me its power. When
So
the moon is full and high,
so you
the
taught.
void will carry.
Hold on a second. Before we get to that point, you taught a soul to echo. I see what you did there.
This lullaby.
So the void will carry this lullaby. So they are channeling the void. So you're right about that. I know we talked about that earlier in the season, but it is specified that they are channeling specifically the void from, well, other Aphmau stuff.
Of course.
Waiting for tonight. Moon at its highest, so you could reach as far as you could to kill as many as you could with your pain. But as long
Yes,
as
thanks for the recap.
That is indeed what happened last episode. Yeah. Say every Minecraft series apparently does this now for some reason. It's like, again, it's what I said yesterday. It's a show on the internet. If people need a reminder of what has gone on, they can receive one.
Aphmau holds her song, the moon gone, and no soul echo, your pain will go no further than this cave.
Well, thanks for telling me, Aphmau.
Yeah, honestly, at this point, I would just punch Aphmau in the throat, being like, "Shut up, shut up."
Yeah. just do the Tom Cruise like neck chop.
Honestly, that's what I think Xena should have did here to her sister. If I were her, I would like go straight for her throat, be like, "I will make you mute with my hands." Ah!
Okay. You know what? New content idea. You know the channel How It Should Have Ended.
Yeah.
Yeah, we just make like How It Should Have Ended style like sketches in Gacha, but with like this kind of thing. How Mermaid should have ended.
I will find some magical way to give you laryngitis.
I got it! I got it!
Yeah, yell that, please, Zane. I thought she was gonna shift there for a second. Snip! Snip! Do the thing you said at the beginning of the series. Snip. Snip. The one thing you know for the start of the season.
And
Oh, he's
Zane
dead.
died.
Zane! No!
It's a good thing crustaceans have natural arms. Okay, I love this shot. At the very least, I've got to say that one. That's probably one of Catface's best. Well,
yeah,
there you go. I guess you wait. That's a lifelong dream achieved, right? Unless you're gonna die, right? Yeah, apparently she's. Oh, she's
well,
drowning.
the cave still has the spell on it. It may not go outside the cave, but this cave has it. That's why Zane was breathing in heavily, because last episode it was stated the more the spell's used on you, the less effective it becomes. So that's why Zane's not choking to death, but Lumi has technically never had it on her up to this point because she didn't have lungs. So
I mean, sure. She's
now
affected
she's
by
getting
her
the
own-
now she's getting the full brunt of the spell, essentially. The weekend spell.
I
But
thought,
still
I thought because the spell wasn't being channeled anymore because of the moon, it would not affect her anymore like this. But oh well.
Also, I'm pretty sure Lullaby being human should only be temporary, based off the whole, Soul Echo never transforms them.
Oh, it's gonna be
permanently.
temporary and all.
Oh yeah, no, she may die before she turns to a ghost again, which makes me question if she turns.
Also, you say this right now, like we have any sort of indication that it will not be temporary, which we don't.
Well, it'll probably be temporary. I think it's temporary.
I was gonna say, yeah, I was about to be like, I feel like you actually gave us a bit of like a glimpse into like the future of this video, but yeah.
How do I put it? We don't see her turn back, but we also don't. But it's also, there isn't a huge time crunch with the ending. It's not like we skip several weeks in advance. We do not do a time jump at the end of this video, so she probably becomes human. Because it takes at least a few hours for the thing to wear off on you. Realistically. I say a few hours. It's like the Omnitrix. This is the Omnitrix. It just happens whenever plot convenience happens, actually.
Well, yes. Okay. Yeah. Like out of universe, definitely true. In universe, apparently, it's supposed to be a fixed 10 minutes, which is also like, is that Earth minutes? Is that Galvan minutes? Because they never, Anyway,
the universal time metric that we all have in the whole multiverse universe. Yeah.
Every single sentient life form has agreed to group their measurements of instances in units of 60.
Obviously.
This is it.
I'll just find the women and get them the hell out of here. Leave Caspian to me.
I'll see you outside. Right?
I think I want to stay here.
So stick to what you need to do, okay? Don't worry about me.
I'll tell you the plan later.
Aaron!
Don't worry, I'll sacrifice myself.
Oh god, he's become Orchid. He's unexplaining what's dramatically convenient.
Oh god.
Yeah. So I said before, the reason that Orchid had that trait is because I was kind of inserting my own like showmanship and the idea that I didn't want everything. I wanted the fact of things to be a surprise for live play cinematic purposes. Until I realized, like, oh yeah, no, this is like an actual, like, genuine character flaw that she has. I can work with this.
Yeah, but every time all of her plans, for the most part, when she kept them secret, kind of failed. She's like, I got a plan.
Mostly because of the communication behind them.
This isn't going to work.
She has gotten better at them. The track record has improved, but then again, so has the transparency. Not always in tandem, but they kind of both exist now. But yeah, for something like this, it's not a TTRPG. You can absolutely have characters get the full briefing off screen if necessary. If not, you can always torture Lawrence. But yeah, poor little Lawrence.
Idiot!
God, idiot! Okay, I feel like we're getting a little bit too carried with the rotating shots here. Who is sustaining the melody right now? Oh, I guess them. Okay, fine. They all happen to match now. Except they couldn't hold the note before, so why do they sound the same? So you remember what I was saying before about my book idea for like a magic system that was like based on music? In my one, it's not like you have to have like the intrinsic like ability. If you actually are able to like master like the vocals behind it, you could in theory do the exact same thing or help someone and harmonize with them. So if that were the case, Aphmau would not have to do all this by herself. Also, Xena taught Lumi to echo, but then
no, her sister taught her to echo when she possessed her temporarily last episode, apparently.
Oh, okay. I'm about to say, like, why is your echo so fine? The anger is palpable there.
Oh. Hey, wait. I guess you could say
how that works. I feel like the tentacle was still like slammed down, just like go.
I guess you could say she got fish slapped. You get it because it sounds like another word. Ha ha ha! Funny.
Yes. Another word reminiscent of Ral's wife from Minor Demons. You know how you know how you were saying like, oh
yeah.
yeah, how come Minor Demons never actually came back? It's like, well, given Aphmau's new audience, it's definitely going to be on this channel.
Well, technically, Lady Bish was in one of Aphmau's videos, but I think they just kept calling her Crazy Lady, unless they did call her Lady Bish a few times. But she wasn't one like it was like 2 years ago.
That's going to get
still,
confusing because there's already a Crazy Cat Lady. I guess it's just be Crazy Lady normally. Okay.
And it's like, bye, Crazy Lady. It was a whole thing.
I'm sure it was. Honestly, that's almost funnier than if they actually just kept her name the same. Actually, they could have called her Lady after Britt Allcroft's Thomas the Tank Engine OC. Lady.
You wanted legs so badly, little sister. Then...
I mean, you wanted them even more badly. And now it's not gonna resume. Great.
We love this.
Die with them.
Get yeeted.
Did she cling onto ice?
Stop singing! It's the only way to stop Layla!
Don't stop dancing. Oh god, now you're drowning. Now you're drowning. The Soul Echo is really inconvenient. We couldn't turn Xena into like I don't know, like an alien warrior queen version of herself or something, or like a goddess version or anything. No.
You just compared it to the Omnitrix. Not like at the start you have much control. Yeah.
But I'm just saying, the Soul Echo, you are very inconvenient. You could at least turn me into something cool that could do something more. Like, can it be like a witch or something?
Maybe Xeno's just not as fortunate as Aphmau, and there's no AU version of herself that is a ninja. or I guess that would be a kunoichi. Is that why you say that? I don't know.
Maybe.
KW can correct me if I'm wrong.
Oh, it's killing us.
Hey, you're fine. They kind of came out of nowhere here. They came out of nowhere here. When did you guys get captured?
Oh, for you? It had to be you.
Need help?
Also, like I said, they're all going to congregate on the final island.
Let me stab him.
Oh, I don't have
With
time
what
for
knives?
you guys.
With what knives?
We
I
need
assume you don't
your
have your
help.
weapons in the cage, right?
I mean, it's Leaf. He might just have concealed weapons, in some place they haven't looked yet or something.
I mean, I guess he has sharp teeth. If we're going to minor and demons, logic,
You guys have tried to kill me and my crew multiple times. Yes.
Saber, wait!
There it is! He
2 days.
He said
We've been in this hole for 2 days. The air keeps going thick. We keep almost not waking up from it. We stay here. We die here. Forget about me. Just get the other 4 out. That's it. That's the deal.
I will kill you,
a debt
but I
on my
don't have to
life.
save you.
Yeah, hold on. Also, don't forget about the others. Why is he just... If he's going to get 4 of them out, he might as well try to get Ash too. Like,
Yeah, but I mean,
let's not use that as a bargaining chip, but...
Yeah, Ash is like, no, fine, I could die, but can you at least spare my crew because I like them or something?
Yeah, that's that's a transactional, effort, yeah.
Just for reason being like, hey, do you want to kill a crazy siren for me? She's like a psychopath.
Yes,
You want to kill her?
I promise I won't stab you.
I don't believe you.
Yeah.
I just need you to do one thing.
Name it.
I'm glad that they actually agreed after they were freed, so it does kind of show they've got more of an intention to actually do something.
They're having an epic rap battle down there. Rap battle for the ages.
That is actually how I had to like end Siren Story, because I wasn't ready to write the ending when the musical like actually came around. So I just did like a rap battle between between like, you know, the main characters and who was then the one who was then promoted to head Siren, even though she was supposed to be just like the first encounter in the original version.
Yeah.
I had very limited casting.
Shit.
Throw stuff at him. There are barrels. Maybe there are fish or something in the barrels. Throw them. Chuck them.
Like fish in a barrel.
Oh god.
Alexa, open the gates.
The women!
Yes, those are women.
I think it's more of a case like he can go after Caspian and save the women.
Hi.
Oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. This is Lawrence's moment. He gets to actually have a bunch of ladies follow him. Oh, that's cool. Okay. Not quite how he imagined it to happen, but that's some nice, you know, that narrative symmetry there.
Gorgeous, yes, you. Big night. Terrible party. Let's get you some air, shall we?
Did somebody say
Right. Tough crowd. Come on, ladies.
I'm gonna be
Work
honest.
with me
I don't
here.
know why you don't like slap her or something. I mean, I know that's a bit much, but or at least shake her. Do something.
I was about to
kind
say,
of
yeah,
shake her out
Shaker
of
would
it.
probably be, yeah.
Listen, you gotta do what you gotta do when they're helping a siren against their will. You gotta do what you gotta do.
Or just I don't know, you know, like grab a feather or something and like tickle a nose. Oh wait, I forgot, they're not werewolves, they don't have noses. Ignore that.
What's a nose? What's a mouth?
Also referred to as a snooter.
Oh god, I forgot about that. This climbing animation is so smooth. Punch. How would you do that?
See, this is also an effect you could technically do in vanilla if you wanted. Just have the blocks be gravel, and that would actually happen. I don't know why I've sort of a session today with like think about things that could have been done in vanilla. I do want to do at some point like an experiment of like how far can you get with a vanilla roleplay series. That was sort of what Mob Slayer was supposed to be. It was designed to be like a vanilla Minecraft experience, if maybe with some mods for camera effects or something, if that. And then Shorty was like, hey, I'm going to use an earlier version of the game, so we don't have the bosses that are in there. Install a mod to see if it can actually update after that. And a bunch of HD skins, which we need for some reason.
HD skins are awesome. They're good for emoting and stuff.
Yeah, that's true. But for Mob Slayer specifically, I was like, I mean, if they don't happen to exist, then that's not a problem. And also the fact that was like one character was supposed, you know, the different fighting poses. I wrote all the fights in that series to be correspond with like the abilities of like the different creatures doing them. Like for example, like, you know, Zeke the Iron Golem, for example, like they were to like lift people. So it's like we don't need to like choreograph this. It should function the way that Minecraft combat does. And then it was like, oh yeah, we're gonna get models and I was like, hey. No wonder the show never happened. But honestly, now with stuff like this, it's probably incentivizing more people to actually try the newer stuff. Because it did feel like gravel. That's definitely an uncovered moon right now. You don't just stand there, Layla. You're gonna get pelted by rocks. Okay, now we can hear her. That's weirder that we haven't... She's meant to be, like, not having stopped singing before. Yeah, so it's definitely a VA... well, a potential VA battle now. Ah, those are regular white tears. You don't.
I waited years
Stop.
for this very moment.
You've both stopped now.
Here it is. Everything within my grasp.
Oh God.
Everything you've saved will return to nothing. If she's getting closer, probably she's gonna try like an attack or something. Or she's gonna be like just reach out and cover her mouth or something.
Just
Again,
go
so
to
many how it
sleep.
should have
Just
ended.
go to sleep.
Not what I meant, like cover her mouth into like shush, but like yeah, that would also technically work. Okay.
Ah, you bit my hand, rude. I was trying to suffocate you. Jeez.
Time to die.
Oh God. Oh, here we go.
Does she think that's gonna work? Oh, look at that, the soul room thing place. We're gonna hear the hurt around now.
A funny little trinket. Did you know it wasn't from this world? I met a man once. Someone that knew more than he should. He told me
I do
about
like the fact
the
that she has
soul
to swim
echo,
around like this.
what it could do, what it was meant for.
That's another thing I thought of at one point, like mermaids in space, just like star maids or something would be, you know, the the version of that. Because why not? Honestly, swimming at night does feel like you're in space.
Each one of these orbs has a purpose. A single thing it was created to do before it is destroyed. All I have to do is break this orb, and it will activate. This one was
I'm
meant
so
to
glad that-
merge all parallel souls together.
Why are you telling us this? That does explain why like the parallel souls and the and like the AU lives are a thing. But also, I would have thought that like breaking it would actually permanently sever them. Personally, either way, you still should be telling Aphmau this.
Into one being. For
Before I destroy you, Peter Platypus, let me tell about my evil plan. You see, I have this here, the Soul Merginator.
Oh God.
reason, you have the most parallel souls of any.
Yeah, it's almost like this whole universe, multiverse, revolves around you for some reason.
How many realms exist here?
Oh, so if you use it, Aphmau dies. Every Aphmau dies. That's great. We love that. My Street this is how My Street Aphmau dies. You just that's why My Street's not coming back now. I'm kidding. My Street's coming back, but My Street just gets kicked. So being like, yeah, Aphmau died. All Aphmau's died. All Aphmau's just suddenly blipped out of existence to merge into this one character.
It would be a potential explanation for like how another version of Aphmau got into the trailer. But yes. And also, Aphmau having the most parallel souls might partly be because, yes, you know, the world revolving around her. And potentially also, you know, a displacement for, like, Irene, the matron, and her powers in the first place, which she was mysteriously born with. But it could also be that, you know, because of that, most of the time, like, her forms, like, survive and are able to carry on and are therefore... and that's why there are so many of them. Because he just doesn't die like most other people, like versions would across like time and space. Yeah. This is the Aphverse. It is very much but you know what? The Aphverse would also be a good name for this very channel.
That's what
Not
Aphmau
this channel, I mean, like the channel it's
calls
from.
the merch line, including like multiverse stuff. She had a whole multiverse thing called the Aphverse. It's a thing.
Ah. Right.
Taking your body with the soul echo would put me at the level of a goddess. Thank you for giving
that's on the
everything
nose.
I have ever desired.
Okay, see, here's the thing. yes, taking her body, absolutely. But if it's designed only to merge bodies together, that does not suggest that is also able to remove them and put said bodies into another.
Yeah, but they're in the
That's where
same. They're in the same liminal space together right now. So, assumably, her being in this liminal space when she breaks it in said liminal space would cause her to merge, especially if she's holding the most powerful, the part that she's breaking, maybe.
Okay, well, I mean, the way that she described it before, when she said it was designed to merge all parallel souls together, that's linguistically that implies merge them with each other. But if you even if you are correct, then surely she has a 50-50 chance of this working out because you know, if they're trapped in the same space together, then surely by her own logic, if all of Aphmau's parallel souls could go to her, so could all of her parallel souls go to Aphmau. And if anything, the person with the most parallel souls, if we go by gravitational pull situation, and the world revolving around a certain person, it might not be 50-50 after all.
No, but here's
I don't
the thing.
think she thought about the implications.
here's the thing about this as well. Keep in mind, like I was gonna say, my theory of why she can't use the soul echo is because she has no parallel souls. I think that's why she can't use it, because there's nothing to parallel for her, nothing to pull from. So she can't copy anything because it's essentially useless to her because, well, who's she gonna copy? There's nothing there to copy or like clone or take from. Essentially,
that is a pretty solid theory. However, if that is in fact true, then the gravitational pull situation is even worse for her.
I won't remember you.
Oh.
Oh, that's pretty cool. You know, that idea of like finally actually use Echo Voice to shatter something fragile.
Oh.
Oh.
Hey.
Okay. Or it could be a demonic broadsword. It can be a saber from Aaron's saber.
That's not a saber. A saber is like a thin, like long sword. That's not a saber. That's a
I don't know what the word is in English, but I think but like a thin long sword. I always think of like fencing swords, which I was told specifically were not sabers.
Oh, see, Aphmau, that's what you should have did immediately. Punch her in the throat.
That's what she should have done. That's what Layla should have done as well.
Guys, just punch each other in the throat. You know, you can't sing with a broken throat.
Yeah, well, if anything, she's opened many throats to see if they can hold the notes. She knows the technique, I guess. She's familiar with the practice.
I said, look at me!
Okay, she said that when she got in the cave at first, because I was watching this originally. I'm like, wait, what are you referencing? When did you say look at me? It's like, no. She said look at me when she got in the cave. Way earlier in the episode, but so much happened up that point that I completely forgot that was one of her first lines when she got in the cave talking to Layla. I'm like, wait a minute. Oh, that's what they're referencing. I thought Aphmau cut a line. I thought Aphmau cut a previous line and then left this line in. I'm like, that makes no sense. Like, it makes sense. It just feels off because so much happened in between. Too much happened in between.
Yeah, having an opera battle to the death, that would be a great idea if it were executed by someone else, I think, because we just had a battle between the two of them where it somewhat feels like they were just like matching like the stock order that they had already, and therefore couldn't actually do anything like different with their voices. If this were more like musically inclined production, you could absolutely go into that and like maybe like an actual like song battle of some kind, opera or otherwise, between them. And yeah,
epic rap battle. Epic rap battle, guys. Trust.
Okay, if the time period would allow it, a rap battle would also be a valid method. But you know what I mean. Because of the way they've been doing the singing thus far, I don't think it would work super well.
Yeah, I don't think that's gonna happen. But you know, I think it'd be
funny. Also, they just did it. It'd be boring to do it again.
It'd be funny if they go into a straight up rap battle where they just drop bars on each other, roasting each other. I think that would be hilarious.
Honestly, in that musical magic system, that's how I imagine all the wizard duels would go. Honestly,
just to get petty insults in rap, it's like
vicious mockery constantly.
Yeah. Yes, that'd be hilarious.
Oh, okay, they are just. Oh, fine.
Battle of the Ages.
Battle. They are like again. See what I mean? Like it's too like one. I would say one note. Like it's too perfectly crafted because of the fact that it's a stock audio or something. Like you can't like. There's no variation when they go like underwater or above water or anything. That is actually one thing that like I consistently say that this series or like any Aphmau series can improve on is sound editing. Because there are several scenes in this series alone where everyone sounds exactly the same volume-wise when they are in completely separate parts of like a room or a hallway or whatever it might be. And in this case, we have two mermaids, you know, well, two mermaids as sirens, whatever, chasing each other, going above and below water, whilst apparently holding perfect notes with their notes the entire time. I know that that's part of their powers, but even I'm like, wait a second.
She just rammed her head into like a wall.
Honestly, a legless battle like this is actually going pretty well. I think I'll pull the sword out though.
Oh. Hey, I'm just saying, if you damage my body, how are you gonna possess it if I'm dead? Joke's on you!
Yeah, well, if she's dead, 100% no. But also, if it's just damaged, then you know, presumably the other past life, the alternate lives could heal it or something. They're not all going to be injured simultaneously. Some of them might though, but not in the same way.
Oh my god, Aphmau just like uses the Sulaco on her, and she just transforms into like Maestro Aphmau in the bed post the battle with Michael, and she just falls on the ground like, my body feels like it had relics in it that got taken out before I could heal. Help me!
I don't even know what relics are. I don't know why I said that.
I'm dying. Why is there void burns on my arm a little bit? What happened?
I need to continue fighting 5, 6. Help me out.
I think they're kind of knocked out. Probably should be dead, to be honest.
You know what? I know I said before about the sound editing, but actually the sound effects,
Move, Saber.
for how the actual, for how like the Solico actually like rolls around and such, like those are top notch. Like that part, I give them wholeheartedly.
Belongs to Layla.
As if I give a shit!
You know,
we should have done like a counter for like how many times they say that word in this episode. I think we're up to like 6.
you're out of your element here.
The swearing isn't as awkward as it was in like the first 2 episodes. The swearing was really awkward in those episodes, the way they implemented it.
Yeah. Also, like how Caspian here says Aaron's out of his element. The implication from before, is that he might be out of his element in a more literal sense. Although who knows? Apparently he's dead to just a designer.
And it
Good
wasn't
to know.
long ago. I'm gonna have fun making you bleed.
Oh, there'll be blood. But it won't be
Blood
mine.
Blood will have blood.
Oh, no. No, 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 no.
I think
This
my
whole
shell
place
is
coming down.
cracked.
Lumi! Lumi!
Did he get down next to her and then call? Oh, I guess maybe he wouldn't recognize her.
Human? How did
Okay, yeah.
this happen?
How do you think it happened? She touched
Saying
the soul
you
echo.
became a human. You became a human through the same method.
You touched the soul echo, and it affects you and turns you into something in the multiverse.
You're too big now, idiot! Why did you have...
Now? What do you mean? What do you mean now? She hasn't changed size specifically. If anything, she's just like heavy or something.
You changed density.
Yeah, you're too dense, like Zane's being.
I can't move you! I need to figure something out.
Use a levitation
Just
spell.
a crab!
Yeah. So are we.
Ho!
Oh, just get call orders. Okay.
Hey, don't call her a hoe.
Yeah, even if you are heaving her. That being said, you know, like that right there is a classic animation thing right there of, you know, like small creatures lifting like a large one like that. Honestly, I think like going back to like Gulliver's Travels in 1930. No, not 1930, 1938 it was. Yeah.
I like the way they did like the bobbing physics on Lumi there. Like they actually made her like limbs go up and down as they move her. Like, you know, it's like an uneven like strength distribution. So you see her body go down a little bit and up, you know.
Yeah.
See, look how good that is. That's so clean, little Bob.
Yeah. You know what? Symbolic Levi drink, because I get the thing.
I used to say your kind were nothing but bad omens. That was my family talking.
I was just being crab racist.
I feel like that's like what every like, you know, every bigot says at some point. It's like, oh, it's just my upbringing. That's my family talking, you know. I feel like I heard that exact same line in an episode of Family Guy, actually.
All of you.
Oh God.
Not the same line. So not the same line. I was like, oh, that was just my father or something, you know.
Anyone can change. You show your true self when it matters.
Like, okay, I will say, I think it's sweet that like Julia is involved with this, or maybe not Julia. I think this is Jezebel or one of them. It's one of her like young girls, her like younger girl.
It might be Jennifer. Honestly, if it's Jennifer, it's kind of poetic that she was born right after like right during season 6. And then
but I will say a line like that doesn't work as well because it's really awkward because I don't obviously not a professional voice actor there, so it feels really awkward for that line especially.
Yeah, I mean, to me, like this performance like reminds me a lot of Lullaby from the first Mario movie, in the sense that it is a child saying things that a child would not normally say, in a way they would not normally say them.
Yeah.
Yeah, because a child would kind of be like, "Hey, it's okay, I forgive you," or something like that. I don't know. Want to go penguin sledding?
Oh God. Honestly, looking back at Avatar, those child voice actors were really impressive for their age.
The ship out.
Oh yeah,
Right
God, like
now.
compared to the Spanish versions, night and day.
But what about Aaron?
Oh God, how bad was it in the Spanish dub?
Well, to be honest, actually, I'm pretty sure they weren't all like actually children in the Spanish dub. Like one of them, like Sokka's voice actor, for example, is the same one they got for like Brock, and Pam Pam in Wakfu, for example.
Okay, well,
so there's like several different other people. But as far as like actual, there's like Aang, for example. Yeah, pretty sure that was a kid voice actor, and it showed.
Yeah,
Aang was absolutely the weak link in like the Spanish dub version of Avatar, to an insane degree.
Okay, but
like kudos to Zach Eisen more so than ever.
Technically speaking, Brock is a child, or at least the character.
Yes, but I'm pretty sure that by that point, if my timeline was correct, the voice actor for him was not.
Yeah, but Brock is technically a child character, even if he's not narratively treated like a child character. I'm pretty sure he's still meant to be a child. a older
Well,
child. compared to
yeah, I think
Ash,
he's 15. He's the older sibling archetype in like that, like
yeah.
even in a like, physical setting, but also like in like in what he represents. So yeah, absolutely. But yeah, I think he is like 15. Which is probably why he gets rejected so often. Actually, now I think
how
about
did
it.
how did Azula do in the Spanish dub?
Well, I see another example. Grey Delisle, not a child originally.
Oh, Grey Delisle
well,
was
say
awesome.
originally.
She
In life,
was
she was originally, but you know what I mean.
Grey Delisle was never a child. She was just born a full-grown woman.
Grey Delisle was born as like Benjamin Button. Anyway, yeah, yeah. I don't remember too much like standing out about like Spanish Azula versus English Azula. Actually, Spanish Zuko, on the other hand, was way deeper than he had any right to be.
So wait, so you had like child VAs who weren't very good compared to like really deep VAs who were probably voiced by grown adults. That's a really weird contrast.
Zuko was absolutely voiced by a grown adult. Well, I mean, it was obviously originally as well, but Dante Basco sounds young, and that's the whole point.
Yeah.
But yeah, they didn't find somebody who was the equivalent of that. Although I personally think that actually, if they had used like Adolfo Moreno, who was the voice of Ash actually, and Ulrich and Code Lyoko and several other things, I don't know if he was still like in the business at that point, but if he was, then yeah, 100% he.
No, he should have been, because that was like what 2000. That was like 2005, 2007.
Yes, you are correct. The show was made in 2005. The Spanish dub, for some reason, came out in 2018. Remember how I said I didn't watch Avatar until I was like 20 something? That's the reason why.
That's
because
weird.
there was never any version on Spanish TVs. The only thing we got was the movie. That's all we had for Avatar content until I searched it out myself years later.
I mean, I'm just saying, if you can't find good child VAs like for a dub or any voice acting project, just get a grown adult that sounds young enough to pass as a child.
Yep, that is true. That's what they did for English Ash. That's becoming more of a dying practice now. Actually, having like grown women specifically do like the nasally voice like up here basically was like kind of like that kind of thing. Oh man, Pikachu, like that. That's that kind of like voice. That's sort of like a dying practice now. So yeah, poor Tara Strong. But anyway, to use another example, and touch on your voice Ash, I mean like another example of that, which could be considered to be a good thing in sentences, but like I said, I don't personally really care like what kind of like demographic someone actually like fulfills as a voice actor, as long as they match their character correctly. So I'm not
do a decent performance, obviously.
Yes, yeah, included within that. So it's kind of like saying like, oh yeah, bring back like was that like Kim Lin Tran who did like Nekoet's voice, for example? Sound like a convincing 9-year-old, but also beyond her years.
We started this whole stupid adventure together. We're gonna finish this together.
No, you didn't. He joined later.
Now go be a captain.
No, he's saying
Move.
go he. We started this adventure. We're gonna finish it. Saying he to leave because he technically started it. You missed the prior line.
Okay, so he's not including we, not including he in the we scenario. Okay, yeah.
I like the little saluting emote they made. It's really cute.
Yeah, it actually did seem like like his head actually like went back a little bit too. Yeah.
Yeah, the head went up and then the head went down.
It's good to see they weren't just throwaway characters randomly to be like cute and marketable.
Okay.
Oh, Aaron Sword and take it back to the ship. You could at least keep it around. Maybe give it to Zane. I don't know what
he did his snipping motion, which is done with a tentacle, but anyway. Oh look, they're carrying her along the shore and away from the water.
Why those insignificant little...
Get punched in the face. Yeah, you can't sing when you're knocked out. I should have did that ages ago. Why didn't I?
Please,
really
beautiful
should've
fair
knocked her out.
maiden.
Why?
Just
Okay, wait a second. I gotta pause again. You know, I said before this would be great for like Lawrence's moment. You know, like him like not being super good with ladies before, but like actually having a chance to do something here. That was like his moment. That's why I said before, like, you know, would like amazing for like actually, you know, for narrative symmetry, if he were able to disenchant them. Because I mean, it was Caspian that put them in this other trance. It's not like it has to be cancelled out by
Okay,
Aphmau
yeah, but
specifically.
he did that by knocking them out or touching their head, technically.
So, like as you said before, he should have done something there. You know,
Yeah, I would have started shaking them, be like, "Stop singing! Wake up, please! Pretty please wake up!" It'd be really
yeah,
useful
or just
right now.
or just like you know, clap in front of their face like there's like a like that.
Then I would also get the idea of what if I try covering their
Well, I guess it
mouths?
might have to be more like a
Because
like that,
I would also try covering their mouths because like what if they cover their mouths and they stop singing? Will that technically break the spell and then cause them to wake up? I mean, they may be weirded out when they wake up, but also at the same time, it's like, you do what you gotta do there. Sorry, that may be awkward, but
essentially, yeah. I mean, I feel like, you know, for like a lot of like possessed people, they're more like, you know, you did what you had to do to free me, so I completely understand. Which is what I'm hoping is going to happen when Scooby eventually returns in next occult episode. But anyway,
Who are you?
salvation, darling. My charm
okay.
can break a siren's spell.
right,
Everyone,
yeah,
this way.
definitely.
There's no time to
God.
waste.
I was about to be like, oh wow, he's cute, says one of them, but I thought it was too obvious. But never mind, it's not.
Ladies, I know I'm a charmer, but your lives. Let's go.
Yeah, priorities, ladies.
right.
Priorities.
Oh, we'll follow you, handsome. Once we eventually get over the box. Is she just sitting there, just waiting for that to happen?
No!
There's nothing I can do about this, with mere inches between us. Nothing at all.
Maybe. I imagine more of a situation where like she realizes that the spell is broken and the link, and she is unable to reestablish it because the way Aphmau broke it. So it's like, oh no.
Yeah, but if anything, that'd be more reason to lash out at Aphmau yet again.
Yeah.
You know, give her the old double slash.
Mm-hmm.
Oh wait, she's looks like she's like raising her hand. So she's got like a backhand. Never mind.
Oh.
And meanwhile, they still haven't got through this one. Okay, I wish they're a bit more involved in like that confrontation, but sure. We are like halfway through the episode, and
It was
like
already weak,
this should have been.
but the
If also we did like the climaxes backwards, if that's the case. Like, you know, Layla's thing should have been. It was like the major cataclysmic event thing. Like Stone was always like flavoring to me almost.
air's ours again. Load everything. Bring the mountain down now.
Sir, we're out of ammunition. You might want to stop staring at it. You're being fired at. How did they get back there? Behind them? They swim?
Ash,
They can't swim, remember?
this is insane.
They can't.
Oh, yeah.
Free. We should be sailing the
Well, then I repeat my question with double intensity. How did they get back there?
other way fast.
Maybe
Even
there's a
someone like me
rowboat
has a
nearby.
They surrounded them. Although again, another reason why this climax should not have happened like after this point, unless there's gonna be like even more that Layla tries to do later in the episode, I would have like had these things that play out simultaneously.
I think they are taking place simultaneously. That's why I keep cutting around and stuff. I think a lot of this is taking place simultaneously, but obviously these sequences are each.
I don't know. We've barely caught up. We had like one scene with them before this point, and everything.
No,
else was
because
focused
like
on the...
we had the Aaron throwing a sword, and then now him and Caspian are facing off for the orb. Meanwhile, Aphmau broke the spell on the ladies, and then that was, and then while Layla's freaking out about that, Lawrence is taking the ladies away. Meanwhile, Zane was talking to the hermit crabs while they're escorting everyone on the ship.
Yeah, so all of that, you're right about that. All of that I'm counting as like the climax surrounding Layla's plan. Whereas Stone felt like extra flavoring, and now it seems almost like, oh yes, the spell is broken now. Oh wait, Stone's still a thing. That's what I mean about this part.
Yeah, that's why I think narratively they're trying to have this major scene with Stone to essentially deal with this narrative thread before we essentially focus on ending the actual proper thread.
That's what I was saying. Unless they have more in store for like the later parts and everything, which bear in mind I have not seen the episode, so I'm assuming at the moment.
Yeah, there is more. There is more.
Okay, well in that case, in that case, fine. This is happening, so it does not feel like that anymore, without knowing that beforehand. But yes,
a life saved is a favor earned, and that bastard saved all 5 of us. Reload again.
Yes.
Favor's a favor.
Light it.
5 times.
Light it.
Oh, I've missed you.
Of course you have.
I do really like Leaf as a character. I find Leaf to be very fun and very unique for the Deimos. I don't know. I feel like with this show especially, the 3 that get to somewhat shine are... what's the name? Oh, Rise. Not Rise. Yeah, Rise. Rise, Ash, and Leaf. Leaf is just kind of funny. But Rise and Ash do kind of get to shine a bit more as characters in this season. But I feel like Noi and Pierce don't really get to shine at all. Like, they barely get any focus. Noi's got the least focus out of all Deimos in this one show. Like, we barely have anything of Noi.
He sort of had that issue with Minor Demons as well, because he was the lowest rank among them.
Yeah, but we still had some more focus of Noi. We had a few more episode scenarios where Noi was the focus. Although also Leaf probably got the... I would argue Leaf got the most focus.
Yeah, well, he had a whole date episode. Noi had a whole date episode around him, which is why you made your second most popular video.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's not impossible, but because the Deimos have so little screen time in general in this one. Well, I say the Deimos, the not Deimos. But they have so little screen time in this one. It's not really possible. Yeah.
Yeah.
Team Ash. They've got nothing to fire left with, I want to believe, because they used it all on the mountain.
Not this time.
He's still using the voice that Aphmau asked him to, even in private when he's not around her.
Yeah, I don't know.
Stone! You stiffed us! You call that bounty pay? That was pocket lint!
Oh, there we go.
Well, you agreed to it. Technically, you didn't have to agree to that.
Yeah, I don't know. That feels a bit more like an artificial reason to get them involved here. I did think they were going to show back, but yes. I guess they're just looking at everyone. I guess he is so resilient that he's practically fearless at this point, which just sort of makes sense.
He's like borderline immortal.
Maybe just running us
the amount of times this guy should have died, he took an explosion to the face. He took a full-on explosion.
He fought an otherworldly entity and survived, yeah.
Yeah. And got sent straight into a brick wall and should at least be extremely injured, but kind of just walked away from it, being like, oh man. Oh well.
and endured the Black Lullaby for the first time like a season pro.
Yeah.
Like I said, very Toriyama-esque in his power scaling, but I also like the fact that he's so neutral about everything. He forgets that his crew are much squishier than he is. Like he's so absorbed in like his own world.
They have
so
squishy
obsessed at this point, like,
bones.
he's barely
Squishy
noticed.
bones.
Which is so often the way. Guys, my bones are getting squishy.
I messed with the cannons, causing our ship to explode. Ha ha ha! Joke's on you.
Mm-hmm.
I win.
Which is a very huge leap in logic there. If you just like happens to emerge from behind, like, hey, boss, I was just inside there because I didn't want to get a call of line of fire or something. I'm not really helping out here. You did this. Wait, what?
Well, yes. How do you know that? I did do this. But how do you know that?
Yeah.
Hi.
Oh God, no! Fred joins the show.
She wasn't a pirate ship at one point. There were so many. They're the adults.
Hermits, attack!
I guess there are only 4 surviving adults in the hermit crab society. That's why they're all children. I guess that makes sense now. I walked into fire.
What?
Also, that's most likely either like custom or like a shader or something, because like with fire with Minecraft, you're usually like fully engulfed. They had to make sure that it didn't like spread.
World? There! Now! Light her up!
I mean, you might hit the crabs, but I guess they don't know about that, so.
He's just like annoyed, like, oh, are you kidding me?
It reminds me of like how in Pirates of the Caribbean, I think it was like Beckett was his name, who was like the military officer that while his ship was exploding, he was doing like the cool guys that look at explosions thing and was just walking normally.
Everything's exploding around him, and then he just walks, and then it explodes right under him, like, ah!
Yeah. Also, Dottie, where are you looking right now?
Ship! They'll write songs about this one!
Don't tempt me. I don't know. I'm gonna stick to the Madonna parody I did before. I think that's enough of writing songs about mermaid tales.
What about the money, though?
Daniel. We're marine slayers now. Mwah. That reputation is worth a fortune! We'll never buy our own.
I mean, it's worth a fortune in bounties. I don't know if you want that.
Drinks again!
Wait, is it just like in the real world, people just don't like the police? That's why they're like, oh great, you're actively getting rid of the police for us, or the equivalent in this world. Well, please, drinks are on us, you know. F the Marines coming straight from underwater. Yeah, you know what I mean.
Hey.
Oh, yes! We won! Stone doesn't die that easy.
Yeah, there's no body, therefore no
everyone else
evidence of
does.
his death.
Yeah, Stone doesn't die that easily, but his crew do, and also probably the hermit crabs.
Well, hey, they were carrying off what's his name, so they both survived, apparently. The giant ship explosion.
Yeah, all right. They went to their shell, they were protected. Oh, I do like how they're like decided backing up except Blaze.
He's on their ship?
I know I said that crustaceans have natural armor. This is not what I meant by that.
He jumped to their ship!
Then sink it! Sink their ship!
Then I'll just jump to yours.
Ah!
The sink is shipping.
That did not sound like a Ross scream, by the way. I know it's not Ross anymore.
Right, Dottie?
Hold on.
Oh no, Ross is in this episode.
I picked the best way.
Oh, it isn't doing anything, but that's weird, because like normally when Daniel screams, he sounds like he's like, ah, like that's his scream more than anything else.
Maybe they got a different person to do a scream.
Which is a very weird thing.
Well, doing it my way. Blaze it!
Really? That's his catchphrase?
Yes.
I didn't pause it, by the way. That just froze there.
We're gonna get to stare at Blaze's beautiful face.
Yeah. From a far shot, but yes.
I sure don't want to try pausing it and unpausing it.
Yeah, I'll do that. Let's see. Nope. Although surprisingly more responsive than before. Gotta rewind a bit. And I went too far forward. Okay.
This will end one of two ways. Right, Dottie?
Probably.
I picked the best way.
The highway. Oh, I was close. I thought that punch had gone through him.
Well, doing it my way.
Already did that song, Blaze. I'm not writing that song again. I like how the fuse is not burning. Like, they didn't want to, like get rid of all the bits. It was this moment he knew. He messed up.
Her voice was weak, but it was still beautiful.
Off-screen death. Technically.
I ruined! Oh, what a world! What a world!
Yeah!
Wait, was that a Wizard of Oz reference? That's okay. That's a strange place to put that reference there. Oh, what a world! What a world! Oh, what a world!
Okay, so this is one thing I'm going to say here. I am kind of maybe frustrated is not the word. Disappointed that Stone's final confrontation isn't with Aaron. And that does kind of frustrate me. Because, like, his whole rivalry is meant to be with Aaron, or Aaron's his white whale or whatever, you know? And, like, it would have been more satisfying if Aaron beat him. Obviously, Aaron wouldn't want to kill him, per se. But, I don't know, maybe you could have him be stupid and jump to his own death. Like, they're on the cliff together. Aaron beats him, and he's on the floor. Aaron turns his back to walk away. He leaps at Aaron. Aaron moves out of the way and he falls straight off the cliff or something. I don't know. You could have it like death by stupidity.
It's the whole villain causes his own downfall thing.
Yeah, if you don't want to have Aaron kill him. But like it is kind of frustrating from a writing standpoint. Again, you build up this rivalry. Because like these characters actually didn't really have much of a rivalry with Stone. I guess the pirates made a deal with him at one point. The other pirates, the Dottie crew, the Dottie Blaze crew.
Yeah.
They made a deal with him at one point. But besides that point, they didn't have much of an interaction with him or dynamic with him. The only one who had a proper dynamic with him is like Aphmau, Aaron, and Edwin. Those are the only people who had any form of a dynamic or like any actual interaction with him. Proper interaction.
Yeah, and at least Edwin got some form of not really revenge on him per se, but like, you know, some way by which he helped secure his defeat.
Yeah.
Yeah, if anything, that might have been like a way for it to go down. Aaron and Stone face off, and because Aaron is also still been like is still recovering. Stone is about to win, but then like Edwin does like some sciencey thing or something, and I don't know, turns him into a bunny, whatever, something like that. Call that in 2 seconds. I don't know.
I don't know. It's like that seems more magical than anything. I feel like it's
of course the Marines don't like pirates, therefore the pirates don't like Marines. Like we know the conflict was apparently that, you know, Stone stiffed them. Like they had a reason for it. And I will say the silver lining to this is that it was at least somebody who Stone had cast aside, like, was which is sort of what he does, he's so focused on his goalie fist and nobody else, and like Alice, and they're all expendable to him. So by that sense, he kind of secured his own downfall by underestimating, like, the abilities of those that he sees as beneath him, which is effectively everyone. So on that level, I get it. But yeah, the conflict between Aaron and him was so much stronger compared to that's the letdown. Not the
And
fact
even
that
the
there was,
even the conflict
nothing going on
between-
at all. It's the fact there wasn't much.
Even the conflict between Aphmau and him was a bit more interesting, because at least then you have her being like a weak, vulnerable person to him when she was captured by him, and it could have at least been powerful if Aaron and her teamed up to beat him, showing how much stronger she is,
But
or
she's kind of
something.
fishy. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It's like one of those things where writing-wise, it would have been so much more powerful. That's like having Key be murdered by, I don't know, like Trevor or something, when Zach isn't even in the room. It would just be very anticlimactic. It's like Key had a thing against Zach.
Yeah.
It was a very specific dynamic there. It's kind of
that is sort of one of the, going back to Avatar, actually, that is one of the complaints people have, that like what was that the final person to defeat Azula was technically Katara versus Zuko, even though they just had an Agni Kai with each other. I personally like to see it as they helped like finish her off together. But
yeah,
it was
like,
more of a case of like,
that,
it's my turn now. So I get where people are coming from.
To be fair, even with that fight, though, Zuko was going to win that fight until essentially Azula decided to go off script, essentially.
Yeah.
So technically speaking, Zuko was clearly going to win there. Azula was just doing her like shady stuff to try to win, but even her shady stuff.
That is also consistent with Zuko's characterization, because he refused to duel his father. He refused to finish Zhao off in the Agni Kai episode 3. So yeah, absolutely. Yeah, doing that. But yeah.
But yeah, no, but the whole like stone thing, I feel like is kind of disappointing here. I just need Aaron beating him would have felt a bit more satisfying after Aaron almost got murdered by him last time. It felt so much more satisfying.
Yes. So for the record, I don't think that there is nothing here, and it's not satisfying in any way. But it would have been more.
It's just
satisfying
less satisfying than it could have been.
There we go. Yeah.
Not what they're called.
We did what Saber asked. Let's get out of here before the Marines nail our faces to every dock in Abyssia.
Yes.
Wait, but are there any Marines left?
I think they died. Unless they've been tracking that ship.
Sure. I have no favors owed to him.
Well, you said a life saves a favor owed, so you own 4 other favors now, technically. Do. What if our parents are okay? Oh, so hi, Ren. I can't put your comment on screen, but I see you.
Okay, so another important thing. That was Edwin, everybody. The last appearance of Edwin.
I can sort of, I sort of get that full implication, yeah.
I hate the Edwin arc, though. Here, okay, here's the thing. I like the initial concept we were proposed with, where Aphmau gets a ally accidentally through shenanigans in, like, when she's on, like, the not Scarlet Old, Emerald Reach. And then, like, they kind of bond a little bit, but she's still suspicious of her because of trauma. And, like, he's kind of socially awkward, and he doesn't have friends, and he doesn't understand social interaction.
As you also said, Aphmau's arc partly involves, like, not being so naive and trusting everyone, and being much more mature and budget about the world, which, yes, Edwin was sort of the first clue into that.
Yeah, and, like, they kind of start to have a friendship, even if she's suspicious of him, and he wants to generally be friends with her. But then there's a moment where he gets scared and ultimately kind of betrays her, which we had that whole thing. But then we had him eventually start to reconsider, hey, maybe I shouldn't have did this. So he tries to free her, but then he doesn't really get a chance to do that because Aaron knocks him out. But then he just kind of hangs out with Stone until now he kind of does a heel turn. But like since that's his last appearance, though, we don't get him rekindling of Aphmau, and we don't get him like actually getting human connections, because part of his initial introduction was, wow, I've never had like a friend or whatever. Like his human connections were lacking, and that was a major part of his character. And yet that will never get addressed. And Aphmau will never even know that he did a heel turn, and we'll never actually get to see that retouched upon. Like he doesn't save her, doesn't like even talk to her, which really frustrates me. I know Ride It Out like had a whole thing against him, which I never had a thing against him in previous episodes. I mean, obviously the way he was written, he wasn't meant to be doing the right thing for certain parts of the story. But like here, his arc just ends up falling flat completely. Like I feel like some of the arcs Aphmau wrote in this show were kind of like weren't actually given enough time to actually end properly with the way she wanted to pace the finale or get to the finale with this episode. So we didn't actually have
the finale is double the length of an average episode.
Yeah, but we just didn't really get that like that proper arc. Like, yeah, he kind of betrays Stone, but like there's no like reconnection
Okay,
of Aphmau.
I'm gonna say this. I think we did get the arc. What we don't get is him reaping the benefits of said arc. You know, because he did the thing, as you mentioned, he made the heel turn. He rectified his mistake. He did the act of bravery to correct, like, you know, his initial fear in attempt that you know, partly to either to make it up to Aphmau, or just because it was the right thing to do, and then ends up looking off, satisfied with his work, and then retreating back to his solitude, knowing that he did the right thing and not expecting any sort of reward for it or resolution for those that he has wronged along the way. So in that sense, there is definitely there is an arc there. It's just not one that it's not a
satisfying arc.
Get to learn about. That's the part that's missing is the effectively the epilogue for it, not necessarily the journey itself, because the journey is complete if we just saw it complete itself. It's just that the return part's like, not really there. Which is a shame, but I don't think it would be as a shame to the extent that you're suggesting it to be.
But then like Edwin also kind of ends up where he started. He's just a loner now, doing probably scientific lab stuff alone.
A lot of heroes' journeys end with the main character in said journey back exactly where they started.
Yeah, but
that's not entirely unusual. At least in classic stories.
It just feels.
The difference is they've changed as people, and Edwin definitely is a changed person now, as given like his experiences that he's had.
And that's what the journey was about. I'm also a bit harsher on this because keep in mind, Edwin is a Mermaid Tales exclusive character. He doesn't have any multiversal counterparts, at least. Not even like Kokomau.
Well, we don't know that yet. We've got to check the Soul Echo first.
Yeah, there's no Kokomau version of him. There's no nothing. So the version of Edwin here. So like when it comes to like the Minor Demons crew or the like Wolf Pup crew, I'm like, if they don't have satisfying arcs and they just kind of exist, that's fine, because they exist in other media and they're not really the kind of arc kind of thing. They feel like glorified cameos.
And yet you rage at the alternates, knowing that most of the characters had other versions that you could.
Instead. No, the alternates is still disappointing the way it tries to tell its story. Anyways, the way it tells its story is also pretty lame because it's very flat, and the way they try to hype the emotion of the death.
Oh, that's true. I just remember you talking about like how much you like hated the portrayals of those characters, and me pointing out that nothing has ruined them necessarily because they have that legacy.
Oh no,
already.
I still hate the portrayal. I still hate certain portrayals of characters. I don't hate the portrayals of Minor Demon stuff because they're just kind of fine here. But besides Ryland's boring. I guess that makes him fine, but Ryland's boring. Ryland goes from like a shy nerd to kind of just boring. which kind of disappointing, but it is what
I
it
guess it didn't really
is.
translate very well into here, honestly.
They didn't really try with Rylan at all. I mean, they tried a little bit with the annual, and Dottie's kind of a different character based off the story. Dottie's just kind of different. I enjoy this version of Dottie, but she's very different personality-wise.
So yeah, but yeah, like I guess going back to what you're saying about Edwin, like yeah, he's got no other versions that we know of yet. Not that he couldn't have them eventually, but for now, this is our only impression of him. And
it's not a good
I'm
one.
Not, yeah,
it's kind of like
I'm not dissatisfied with it. You know, like all that is missing really is that sort of like moment with Aphmau. Otherwise, like yeah, like he absolutely did like a hero's journey of his own, and then went back to his own world, sort of. Or presumably, he's got to get off this island somehow. But you know, he'll figure it out.
It's just one of those things. It's just really disappointing from a character ending. It kind of just feels like if they gave a scene where like he like reconciled with Aphmau, even if they end up going their like separate ways, I would still be satisfied with that. But honestly, him as a character building wise, I feel like could work on the pirate crew. I mean, he has a very scientific mind. He's very socially awkward. I don't know. I feel like
that is true.
There's stuff you could have did on the crew with him.
I think when he first joined, that's sort of like what the impression that I got was, you know, in a similarly to One Piece, where they keep like recruiting other people or something. Like, yeah, he definitely could have had like a role on the ship and like the band of misfits that they are. 100%, that's true. But also like bear in mind, like again, you know, we are actively saying here we both wanted him to stick around and to have more of a and to have more of to reap the benefits of what he's actually achieved, and to reconcile with the main characters in order to, like, you know, let both those things be possible. Which suggests to me that the arc itself was not the problem, because clearly we're happy enough where we're like, yes, we want to see more of this guy.
I don't know. It's just one of those things that I find very disappointing because I don't know. Like, it's not that like Edwin isn't a bad character. The ending of his arc is flat, if that makes any sense. Like, it just feels flatter than it should be. Like, when I want a character arc to end, I normally go on a high note or just be like, "Yep, this character has learned something," and it feels. I don't know. I feel like when you want
to, but he has though. He learned that he learned bravery. He learned like a better like sense of like right and wrong. He's probably more empathy, considering what he's like seen of Aphmau under stone versus like how he had, like, I think it was Xena originally.
I mean, I guess, and there's always a chance he could come back in like a season. I was gonna say season 2, season 3 of this show. There's always
that does lead me to something else I was going to say, that this doesn't feel like a full conclusion yet. Obviously, that we're still like a quarter of the video remaining. I'm not speaking on that, but it does seem like, given what you said about the off-screen death of Stone and the sudden departure of Edwin, it does seem like, you know, this is opening up possibilities, potentially doing a bit more of a modified version of the thing that Aphmau used to do. Of like, you know, the cliffhanger endings for seasons, you know, demanding like more attention from said seasons to get to get to a point where it's profitable to make more. Whereas you know, beforehand she did that in a way where if the goal, you know, was not met, then the season felt unsatisfying towards the end. But this one, it's more of it feels more like what we do actually in terms of I guess not, yeah. Mostly me actually, because like your seasons are somewhat cliffhangers depending on like how you.
Season 2 is an aspects cliffhanger. I mean,
it almost was. If you left in a certain scene, it would have been. But
no, I did cut that just in case. But I'm doing a season 3, but you know that was just in case.
So I guess in that case, both of us, we write our seasons with a sense of conclusion if we don't wish to continue, but with options that we very much could, and that feels like what's happening here. I wouldn't be surprised if, you know, that 10% discount merch sales is also a little bit of a test to see how much love the series is going to continue to get, and see if some of those profits can go towards something else.
Actually, Jake, I'm pretty sure the 10% merch sale is just them getting rid of any backstock. I'm pretty sure it's just them encouraging merch sales to get rid of any backstock so they could kind of clear like their whatever merchandising things for season.
I feel like it's probably both, actually.
For season 7 / Minor Demons / whatever. Like,
I think it's probably both. I think it's probably both, actually. Get rid of the backstop because the show is over. You don't need it anymore. But also figure out how many people are willing to buy it. How many might have been waiting for.
Which I've been buying the merch. So Aphmau, you better keep making shows. We'll keep buying actual merch.
Well, you're gonna keep making shows. It just might not be this one.
Fine roleplay shows. Although I would love a season 3. Season 3 would be good. Honestly, although, yeah, we need season.
Well, because this one, as we pointed out at the beginning, does not follow along with a lot of stuff from season 1. So absolutely, a season 3 would.
Although I would wonder if a season 3 would like do what season 2 did and essentially just come up with a new story completely and just be like from the ground up, not the ground up, like use the base of this season. Like the very status quo, but then just do its own thing.
Yeah, to go somewhere further.
Somewhere with different character. Well,
Uncharted waters. There you go. Mermaid Tales, Uncharted waters. That's your tagline. But I mean, but yeah, honestly, I personally, of course, I would prefer it if we had to see do a little bit more of like the Mariana stuff.
If there was a season 3, I would love if that season was focused on siren lore. Like we actually got maybe we got to go to the Isle of the Sirens or something. I don't know.
That would be Uncharted waters. That would be a place where most people don't want to go. That's true.
And also, this season did name drop dragons with the location called Dragon Falls. So hey, maybe a season 3 could focus on siren lore and dragon lore. That's a possibility.
Potentially, and unless the dragons themselves are like the eels, because I guess they would technically sort of count in
They're
some.
They're kind of like
sea
aspects. Dragons, I guess technically eels.
Yeah, because there's so many different types of dragons that it just stands to reason that an island-based society would have a sea-based type of dragon.
Yeah, I don't know.
Watch this finale entirely. Well, there you go.
Well, okay, you say stuff like that, but then may I remind you, for the longest time, not Mermaid Tales, Minor Demons had the very obvious cliffhanger that kind of needed to be followed up. That probably never going to be followed up.
It's not even just Minor Demons. That's obviously the most egregious example because it had all of them. But
that was the most egregious.
I think like even like Meteor Valley had it or something. Ultra Nova certainly did.
Ultra Nova, yeah. Although I feel like Meteor
Valley, even original Mermaid Tales had that.
And the season I named my knowledge Lucinda. That's also something I would include in as season 3. Lucinda, bring back her because that's
what. Yeah, when I say the Mariana stuff, I don't mean to say like the Kingdom of Mariana specifically, but everything from there. That's what I mean.
Oh, and if they do a season 3 as well, bring back Tiani. Caitlyn too would probably come in the package deal. But
and also Caitlyn, who happens to be in.
Here's the thing. I'm saying that because I want more Tiani. We don't get much of Tiani. Like we had her for as a minor character in Phoenix Door High season 1 and 2, and like a minor character for some episodes in like season 2 of My Street. But then after that, she pretty much disappears, and I just kind of want a bit more Tiani.
A chance for more Tiani scenes. Perhaps some Caitlyn too, but I'm begging don't.
Don't go drown on the surface. Oh God!
Don't go drown would have actually been a better line now I think about it. But anyway, yeah. Also, yeah, Meteor Valley could have been expanded. Yes, all of them could have been expanded. That's all the point. Where like for a while that was Aphmau's go-to method of like make the season a cliffhanger, to incentivize the support. But that's less of a incentive, more of an ultimatum, which I think she has now realized and has shifted that methodology to the
It's-
open-ended, like
It's
like,
not as
also
severe as
conclusion
My
method.
Demon season 1. I will never get over
Yeah.
that ending. That ending could have been that ending almost felt that ending with how long it took, and I honestly was surprised that she announced season 2. Like when she announced season 2, like, oh, she's actually doing season 2. I thought she would just abandon that show, even though it was pretty good. I thought it was gonna be like, yeah,
I
My
mean,
should get their
considering
conclusion, but Minor
considering she's trying to
Demons.
go more mature now for the rest
yeah.
of these, Minor Demons would actually fit right in on this channel.
Yeah.
More so than it does on the other one, yeah.
These fight scenes are so good. Oh, God.
I guess once again, you know, we've got a second series where Aaron is in no physical pain despite having recovered from injury fairly recently.
Well, okay, there were magical mermaid tears though this time.
Although maybe he's pumping from adrenaline, so that's the mermaid tears and adrenaline. You know, good combination there.
Wait,
that's like this version.
Wait a minute.
This was version of an energy drink.
Wait a minute. I know this may be a gross concept, but what if he drank Aphmau's tears? Would that cure any like internal damage if he was just drinking her tears?
I believe mermaid tears are used in certain potions to achieve that very effect, so that would technically count. Yeah.
Although it's kind of weird drinking someone's tears, but they're magic.
Yeah. Hey, Aphmau, your flower crowns are tacky. Quick, collect them. Get the flask. Get the flask.
Layla commanded me never to use this. Said I wouldn't like what I'd become.
Then don't!
Too late.
What in the hell is this?
Your will to life, I
See, all I'm saying, Xena, you couldn't become something like this. You had to become a regular human. Like, come on.
Well, I mean, it depends on which alternate versions of yourselves exist out there, you know?
Yeah,
All of Zane's
well-
alternate lives are human, so that's why he became a human. In the case of
there-
Caspian, I guess he becomes whatever this thing is.
it looks like a shark man.
Used to this.
By the way, how are you breathing? How are you breathing? You're like a shark now? Shouldn't you be like suffocating?
I think this is once again operating on One Piece logic, where for some reason the shark crew in One Piece could breathe on land.
They're
But you were
land
already
sharks,
used to being
apparently.
ugly.
Yep, that's true. I mean, we know that that Aphmau is a fan of street sharks.
Oh,
Whatever that
God.
thing is. I still don't know what street sharks are. I gotta look that
I
up.
don't know.
Go ahead. Kill me.
You know, for someone who just became a shark, you're not very strong now. You're still you're weaker than you were as a human. That's kind of pathetic, man.
Yeah, you know this. I should this kind of reminds me a bit of the Submariner, like Marvel.
Still in there somewhere.
I can see
And
it,
killing
but,
isn't my
but he's less fish. He's more fish than Namor.
Yeah, that's true. He just yeah, Namor just sort of like us. Yes, I'm a strong man. I remember like the reason I know who that character is because of the Incredible Hulk comics. And that back in like which back in like the 60s, where it was like, yes, you are the most powerful, the strongest creature on land. I am the strongest creature here underwater. No, Hulk is more powerful. That was it. So yeah, just looked like a strong guy with a little bit of a fish motif.
I mean, he has like little wings on his butt and like gills. Some and
I said, a little bit of a more of a fish motif.
Yeah.
Save her!
Sasuke!
Remember when we said the villain causing their own death? Well, they caused their own death.
Okay, well we all know that sharks can't dodge boulders.
No.
Man, Aphmau, that adrenaline must be pumping though. You are barely like moving because you have like a whole giant deep slash on your back. You seem fine.
I don't know. Maybe mermaid blood also intrinsically has healing properties.
Oh god, if that was the case, though, that would be concerning, though, because then people would like pretty much capture a mermaid, bleed them dry, but then keep them alive so they can regenerate the blood and just keep infinite blood supplies.
You know, I actually think that is the plot of the plot of like the Bones Getting Squishy movie. There's I think about the main character's name was Siren in that one. I forgot what the movie's actually called. It was like Just Add Water or something. I don't remember, but yeah, like whatever the Danny Gonzalez review movie that whatever that was. Yeah, that was the thing. And that's why they wanted to like kill Siren.
To be fair, a similar thing is I want to establish in the Metaverse. I have the whole thought. It's for vampires though. They like have blood refineries where they capture humans, bleed them for a while, and then let them regenerate the blood and keep doing it over and over again. It's like a whole thing.
Oh, I thought you meant like refine and purify the blood like dialysis style because
No.
that's what they were going for.
No, they just call it blood
I have to
refineries.
I have to imagine that a lot of vampires would have like died out in the 80s by just contracting AIDS. So yeah, probably.
Yeah.
That's actually like a really good like explanation for like why like vampires would be like such a rarity in modern world. The AIDS epidemic. There you go.
Then I'll do it the slow way. I'll beat you until there's nothing left in there but a body. And I
Yeah, you've had the chance.
what's left out of this mountain.
I didn't pause it, by the way.
Away from
my friend!
When I saw that originally, I was like, "Oh, that was funny." Get away from my friend. Phoebe never redeemed herself with that line, unfortunately.
No, she never got the chance to.
You said you wouldn't remember me. Let's find out.
Yeah, Aphmau really likes calling back to lines that someone said 20 minutes prior in this episode, apparently. This one works a little bit better, though. Oh, now they've got particle effects.
The power of green screen!
I think why this is sort of like why the song battles don't like work as well for me personally is because like the second anime I ever saw and still one of my favorites to this day is Mermaid Melody, which revolves entirely around the characters singing songs, which they did repeat episode to episode. Like they looped around like a couple like existing ones, but they custom made like new ones. Basically, they had like, different like, levels of songs and everything that they actually use. And that's why like actual music battles could go down in the show itself, especially like when the villainesses also got them later on. So yeah, that's probably why because I'm used to that, and that's like so like intrinsically like they've tied to me. Like maybe I'm a little bit biased in terms of like the execution of that.
I don't know. I don't.
This
mind
feels more like the
much.
Daniels movie actually.
I don't mind it as much especially because like obviously I'm not a musically inclined person. But like, I'm pretty sure Aphmau isn't a musically inclined person either. But honestly, I think for someone who's not musically inclined, she's doing a pretty good job, at least with incorporating music into like the Mermaid's movesets and like into the aspects of the show. And I think it's done pretty decently here.
Yeah, although it must be said that I'm surprised that someone who is not musically inclined would choose to model an entire season around a lullaby, but okay.
Saying no snipper while she's singing.
Say no snipping. Say no snipping. Say no snipping. Well, maybe saying yes snipping, but for her. You're gonna create a singularity. A singularity? Although this is probably the best like battle they've had like between each other, because it does feel like they've run out of like ideas for vocals in universe, and so they just start repeating the same, basically like the same like like note progression, which is like a very like common like instinctual thing to do in music anyway.
By the way, I will say there is a reveal at the end of this,
And it changes
which makes sense when looking back at the season and looking back at Aphmau lore as a whole. It's like, oh yeah, I forgot that was a thing. I forgot Aphmau at one point did something with this lore. But you know,
Okay.
future.
Right.
Don't worry about it.
We'll get through it unless we have to spontaneously disappear again, like we sometimes do.
And then she
That
died.
was a really good scream there. I will say also that that they never killed anyone in my melody with their lyrics.
Honestly, they probably should have in Mermaid Melody. People should probably die, but you know.
Well, I mean, the way that they work that out is that once they like defeated them, like they like some of the time they will just like vanish and disappear, and someone will explode, and then like they'll like respawn inside of like the castle where they happen to be like where their base is at the time.
Wow.
Other times it was much of a case of like, you know, they were defeated, their attack and their plans were thwarted, and they operate by the honor system because they still have like a little bit like a banter's exchange between each other. And it's like, you may have just stopped me, but now this thing is going to happen, and know that they're still perfectly there and still able to continue. So sometimes they're a bit fast and loose with it, but most of the time was a case of like, you know, we've neutralized your thing, you're done. You know? You know, it would be like if Xana activated the tower immediately after deactivating the previous one.
To be fair, I don't know if Xana even had that ability to do that.
No, I don't think so. I mean, it's never specified, but my like headcanon is that Xana's like, you know, some reboot time. You know, but like however long that may actually be. Yeah, exactly.
Xana times out
plan as well. You know, this is before ChatGPT, but you know, AI wasn't super instantaneous at that point, so you know there had to be a few more literal computations before a new plan could be formed. I don't know.
Wow, everyone is no longer dying. Man, they were choking for like at least a good 4 to 5 minutes. They were choking for a while. They're like,
yeah, they probably shouldn't have stand. Yeah, I don't think even if I were cured, I don't think I would be standing up right now. Where is my sister? Aphmau, where's my sister?
You've cured me. I am now a pure soul. Just kidding. God.
Bellows. Just suddenly.
Layla! It's over! Please! You don't have to let the past hurt you! Please.
Okay, she's alive.
I want you to come with me.
Go.
Join my crew.
Join my crew. I know you just almost committed mass genocide, but it's okay. We forgive you.
I'm gonna become king of the pirates and find the One Piece. I want you by my side.
Oh God.
With the rest of my nakamas.
I always begin again. We are.
Yeah, Aphmau, this is why you gotta kill some of these villains if they're like, yes, I vow to get revenge on you and murder everyone again. It's like, yeah, maybe you should not do that or die or go to jail. I don't think there is siren jail. There's no siren jail.
Well, she did.
Death.
Her first appearance was in a cage, so I mean, kind of.
Yeah, but she could sing through that cage unless you like, I guess, cut out her vocal cords, which honestly kind of seems more cruel to like pretty much like take a part of someone. Being like, don't worry, you're alive, but now you can't speak forever. That whole thing you rely on to like live your life, and that's a mess.
Okay, well in that case, I've got to ask this question now because we talked about Avatar this whole time. What do you think about like, you know, Aang taking Ozai's bending in that case?
It's not as bad, but it is a little morally dubious, but it's not as bad.
All right.
Making
I will
someone
say-
mute obviously will for some, I don't know. I feel like it's a bit different with a siren.
I will say in real life, that's what they did to Maximilian Robespierre.
Yeah,
you know, from like the 1789 French Revolution. Honestly, Robespierre's more of like a Kuvira than an Ozai, personally. But you know, either way, you know, still like the power like his influencer, like you know, you're a big talker and you know a propagandizer. So you know, we're gonna move your tongue so you got no power anymore.
Jokes
and then
on
we'll
you, I
also
can
cut your
write.
head off anyway. Yeah, we're still gonna cut your head off anyway. So like,
yeah.
yeah.
I will write from beyond the grave. Yeah, that's the only way to do it. Because at least if Ozai, you're just taking away a special power. You're taking away like a major like sense. Is it a sense? I don't think because
kind of. I mean, the way they treat bending in the show is like as an extension like of yourself. So it does feel like losing like a very like key part of like who you are and like what you are.
Yeah,
in the same way that like a body part would be.
Yeah, but you still live a bit. You don't really have to change the way you live. Besides, I guess if you do any special bending habits like with fire, but versus essentially, you know, I don't know. I feel like she'd rather die than have her voice taken away, though.
Potentially.
Maybe if they locked her in like a human body, but she doesn't probably have any multiversal counterparts, so I don't know how you get the human body to lock her into.
Well, I don't know, but the same. Yeah, they just need like the Ultimate Mermaid do that to her. You know,
the Ultimate Mermaid.
Real Emerald secret parallel.
Oh my god.
Which, by the way, how did Ian start being mauled by wolves in the end of that? But anyway.
Barely, and with the power of forever potions, apparently, according to the trailers.
Castle tongue won't save you now, Aphmau. They only listen to me.
I don't even have to be at my full power.
Wait, hold on.
Control low-minded creatures like you.
Oh, I see. Okay, I was about to ask like revenge for what, because it seemed like they were like on her side, but I guess if they were like under mind control, of course they would be, you know, a bit peeved, let's say, about that.
What do you mean?
So yeah,
I would be happy, totally.
I would be, you know, mildly miffed. I would be like it's like in School of Rock, you know. I have a mind control today, so now I'm really ticked off. Which honestly, like, you know, think about that movie years later, he probably would say a different word that wasn't ticked off, knowing Jack Black. But anyway.
Oh no! What? They said they shall feast.
What? No, Layla! Layla!
Oh. No longer have a quarrel with you. Hold on. Okay, so they shall feast. She's like a small morsel for them, so I'm assuming the feast is like something else on top of that.
Nah, I think it's just her. They'll feast on the small morsel. Okay, you get the head, I get the left arm, I get you get the right arm, and I guess Fred.
Can I get the chin? They're always very crunchy. Yeah, you get the chin. Sure, right, fine then, Steve. What's it with him and chin? Seriously.
And the villain died by their own stupidity.
By the way, like, but I was pointing out, like, you know, like her top was ripped before, so unless the eel is like holding up by like her actual back flesh right now, I don't know how she's being suspended. That's gonna be really painful. A tornado warning went off yesterday. What a way to remember this finale. Oh, I see. But also, what a way to, I guess, like, rip off Scar, to be honest.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking when I saw her death scene.
But even then, Scar's death scene was because he turned on the hyenas and tried to pin it on them. The eels, I guess, was more of like a mini reveal, like, okay, sure, they're in mind control, whatever.
Well, I mean, Aphmau's kind of ripping herself off. Remember the wolves in Emerald Secret?
Yeah, which I just referenced. Yes, also true.
Yeah.
I love how like the barrier seems like lighter.
Wow, we just set off a whole volcano. Hopefully there's no consequence for that. There are.
Yeah, the moon's covered.
Man, Lumi, even as human, your eyes look a tad weird.
Kimmy from It's a Family Thing.
How do you even do that?
I'd be terrified if I saw that.
You're alive.
Where's Aaron, though?
Holy shit! We did it!
Where's Aaron, though?
Oh god, stop drinking, Lawrence. You're gonna kill your liver.
Is it?
How does he even still have anything in there? Like, I don't know. Personally, like for this video, like I like topped up like here. I normally go up to like here for like, you know, for milk or something. I knew I needed like extra. But wow, yeah, Lawrence is like the same flask the whole time. Unless he has like a whole like belt of like multiple flasks.
No. He has the infinite booze thing for that Nathaniel had, obviously.
Oh yeah, the one that I asked for when I asked for food. Yes, that thing.
God, I want to bring that back in a cult at some point. I want to give you guys the infinite flask of booze just to see what happens.
Yeah, like honestly, like you know, Vin did say that Knick Knack is a multi-dimensional entity. I am surprised that he have not shown up yet.
I think
next season it's possible that will be part of it.
Oh, yeah, that's changed. Vin has decided he's not going to do that, so I am going to DM it.
Wait, hold on. Hold on. So wait, does that mean that the song has been like cancelled as well?
I think so. Yeah, that's been clarification, but I'm pretty sure.
Oh no, what a shame. I guess it will have to be me again.
Oh no.
I am so torn up about this.
My heart, it's bleeding. Oh no. My kidneys. My table, it's broken.
What's the line? Like, you know, like my steak is too buttery, my something is something. I don't even remember like the quote, whatever it is.
I don't know. By the way, missed merch opportunity. Hair clip, Aphmau's hair clip in the show. We never got like the little like shell hair clip. That would have been such a cute merch idea.
Yeah, true. We give the cosplayers a lot of well, honestly, Layla's hair clip too.
Oh yeah, well it's not a hair clip, it's a flower. It has to be like a flower hair clip. Flower themed hair clip.
Is there some sort of irony in the fact that Layla's one of those flowers in her hair and Aphmau constantly makes flower crowns or like made them before?
Yeah.
By the way, you know how like Luffy's crew in One Piece are called the Straw Hats? It would be adorable if this crew were called the Flower Crowns from now on.
Hey, we still got problems.
Actually, I was gonna say I don't think Aaron will agree with that. I think Aaron would actually if Aphmau was asking.
Yeah, no, if she gives him the puppy dog eyes, yeah, no, he'll be fine with it.
Like this eel?
It's
Although
fine.
again, speaking of Aaron, he's the only one who's not on screen right now.
Aaron's fine, probably. I mean, who hasn't survived a magical cave falling apart?
Caspian, hopefully.
It says...
Well, Caspian got crushed by a rock, so I think he's fine. He's fine. He's resting.
It said all that? With the one... groan?
Sirens, get the gist.
Wait, where's Aaron? No, he's not.
Yeah, see,
he's on the ship. Turn around! We have to.
Oh.
Oh.
All right.
He's alive.
Yeah, we're wrapping up here, everyone.
Oh, that's a cool shot.
Hold on. Wait. Pause.
Yeah.
Did Did the wolf drop him from that altitude?
Yes. Yes. The
How
wolf.
did he not hit terminal velocity and smash the ship? It's like, oh, don't worry, I'll save your life. I'll just crush all of your bones a second time. Yeah, exactly. You know what? Good point, Just the Designer. M will secret reference, and as it always, Aaron does not die. Yeah, it's not like Aaron has a history of falling off of great heights and dying or anything.
Squishy bones. Squishy bones.
We already had the Dancing Mad reference from before, and that was underwhelming enough. You don't need another one. I unpaused it, but we're lingering on a bit more. Aphmau says, wait, I know you. That's the reveal.
Wait, it's you. Wow, Aaron. This is the second time you have been so near death you almost died.
What
Again.
happened? Are you hurt?
Aphmau is so near death.
That was the wolf.
You idiot! You threw your sword from a ledge across a volcano.
To be fair, he saved every Aphmau, not just our Aphmau. He saved all Aphmau by doing that one action.
And potentially other people as well in the crossfire.
What happened up there?
Oh yeah.
You fell from a
Aphmau's
cliff?
like driving a car, and next thing you know, her soul gets ripped from her body, and she just tears apart as the car goes careening off a cliff.
Yeah. And then you know the damage gets reversed. She's like, "Oh hey, I'm back."
Oh god, it's like when people got snapped in Infinity War. People got snapped on a plane. If they spawned where they were initially snapped, they're falling. They're dead.
Okay, so this actually was addressed. Weird enough, I have some MCU lore to here, which is not usual for me. But I'm pretty sure that the Hulk's wish was for everyone to return safely. You know, because if they returned exactly where they were before, the Earth is in a different orbit position, so they would all just like suffocate and blow up in space. So everyone returned safely in some way, so they wouldn't, you know, like occupy the same physical plane as another living individual. Let's say, for example,
they just spawn inside someone else, and they just like hear an explosion.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, oh no, I think she died. I think they both died. I don't know.
Yeah, something like that.
Nothing happened, but I'm okay.
Oh
yeah, I've been mortally wounded. I'm fine.
It hurts.
She's deeply
Okay, that feels like a
wounded.
season 6 reference, actually.
Is treating a mermaid the same as a human?
Probably.
You can use their own tears, probably. I'd say, or maybe it's the opposite. Maybe human tears heal them.
Never been wounded this much.
Get her to a room. I can help.
But the wound is on her back, Aaron. How have you seen that from that angle?
Quick!
Well, you can probably feel her bleeding based off he's clutching her back. He's like, wow, my hand's covered in blood now.
What's wrong?
I have to undress her to reach the wound. Out. Both of you.
To be fair, she's not wearing much. She's wearing like a seashell bra. She doesn't even have pants to undress.
Okay.
I'm getting
She's
out.
just
I'll
has a
give you
bra.
space.
Okay, sure.
Please take care of her.
So
That's
much
fully
space.
clothed for a mermaid. though, but
Respectfully.
yeah.
Yeah. Why don't mermaids actually wear
And, you know,
more? I mean, it doesn't matter either way, but like
Because they live underwater, and it's not dynamic for them. Honestly, I think the only reason they have the seashell bras in the first place is because of, like, you know, TV and movies and everything.
Oh yeah.
Like, I'm fairly convinced if left to their own devices, they would not have anything. Considering how the ancient Greeks viewed just, you know, nudity in general, they would not have cared.
Yeah.
That's for the benefit of the modern audience.
Why seashells? That must be so uncomfortable, like cupping on you, just like a seashell. Like, oh.
Yeah, I'm not sure about the origin of the seashell specifically.
Like,
although I guess they would not have,
I mean, I can see,
weaving
like-
patterns. I guess they would have to like use something that's like somewhat like concave or convex in order to actually like fit the mold that's already part of nature, so they wouldn't like have to fashion their own clothes.
Wait, do seashells have like certain cup sizes? This seashell is an A cup.
Okay, so since you say that, there is. I don't know if you've seen the. I know I've said in like adventures clips like galore, but there is actually a joke that Chuckles tells once, where he's like, "Why did the mermaid why did the mermaid use seashells? She grew out of her bee shells." You know, so that is a question. I don't assume they would have a standard cup size by the very nature of seashells themselves.
Also, wouldn't that be kind of hard?
Because they're not magically fashioned, right? So they just like, you know.
Wouldn't it be hard to find two matching seashells like of the exact same size and color? So wouldn't everyone's
not
seashells
necessarily because what I always imagine they did was you know how like they're like creatures like clams or something. They have like shells on top of each other, and you can split them apart. That's what I imagine. They break like a clam or something apart, take like the concave shape, probably eat the clam in the process because what was they going to do with it, and then apply it to themselves. That is, one potential idea, but I would hope not. I would hope not. Reflects bound their personality.
Aaron's just vibing.
So, earlier you told Aphmau that nothing happened. You're a horrible liar.
You're all horrible liars.
Nothing? Nothing? You love to underplay events, but never dismiss them outright. So for you to act like this, something happened you don't want to tell her. I'm not her. I need to know what we're dealing with. What happened to you up there?
I don't know. I'm still trying to figure it out.
I lost a soul echo.
This is a good moment, of Aaron and Zane, who both essentially were kind of stuck with each other at the start of the series, because they were both they're both tied to Aphmau to a certain extent, but now have this moment for themselves after everything. Because we saw how they interacted at the beginning of the season. Now the end here, it's night and day. So yeah, they can find each other. Very nice. They can be bros. Serious bros, but still.
Figure it out? What is there to figure out? Why didn't he kill you?
Kill me? He never wanted to kill me. He saved me.
Saved you? What the hell do you mean? That thing tried to kill you back at Emerald Reach.
Yeah, and it tried to kill you by dropping you from a massive height onto a wooden ship, but whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, he saved me there too. But this time, he gave me a warning. And if I don't do what he asked, he'll be back to do it himself.
What did he ask?
The world will never know. Oh God, that's not true. I don't think. That is just speculation. I don't think that's true because if he wanted to kill Aphmau,
Aaron has a cool scar.
Let's be honest.
Wait, hold on.
You're going to have several.
Yeah, wait a sec. What do you mean several scars? There's one lash there. Also, Aphmau, you had a scar. Let's not forget that.
Well, maybe a few more if you don't hold still.
Existence.
Also, hold on a second. Speaking of lies, you said you had to undress her to address the wound here. You have done nothing of the sort.
Honestly,
I'm guessing this is probably so they would do multiple angles without having to worry. But also, she's lying on her chest anyway. So, what is the actual issue here?
Honestly, it wouldn't be that hard from a editing standpoint to just take her skin tone and just get rid of the bra. here. That wouldn't actually be too hard to do that.
Oh,
like,
but
art program
also, I'm pretty sure
standpoint.
that's an importing like texture onto them anyway. So like just like remove that from the original text. That'd probably be even easier. But also, actually, you know what? Speaking of that, I just remembered that's the next thing I'm gonna have to do with like terms of Mutant Girl edits because along with the retake I need from you at some point, there's also like one part where like a certain character who is returning looks too smug and not awkward enough. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to remove her eyebrows, replace them with like the more like awkward ones, so the smile's still there.
Oh, sorry.
So yeah, I'm gonna digitally edit the scene because it's not awkward enough. So yeah, I'm gonna do that, but that's because I don't have the I don't have the original edits. So
I don't either. I did that months ago, so I don't have it anymore.
Yeah, exactly. So in the case of Aphmau, it doesn't really apply.
Oh. Sorry. Well, let me see if I can just...
That feels like Melissa could play by the bandages.
Aphmau, this necklace. Where did you get this?
Aaron gave it to me.
Have you had this the whole time?
Yeah.
Well, since I first met you,
noticing
technically,
it.
like technically, like when I first met you, like I don't know how long ago that was. It was like a month ago, maybe. I don't know.
It's sort of hard to tell, but yeah, long enough where like even if it had been like like a day ago, like that's something you would see at some point.
I just try to take
unless she's like never looked at Aphmau from the front.
away from me because it's shiny. So, but hey, don't get any ideas.
How long?
Well, but hold on, but Zane gave it to you.
How long have you been wearing
Zane found it first.
this?
And then Aaron took it and then gave it to Aphmau.
Since a while? Cena, you're scaring me. Something wrong?
Aphmau, you're pregnant.
Okay.
Remember that? Okay, credits here. Okay, so remember that thing I mentioned? It's like Aphmau. There's a thing I forgot Aphmau did that actually makes a lot of sense in hindsight. This is the magical pregnancy necklace that Aphmau
From like diaries.
From diaries.
Yes,
How
I do remember
Kiki
this.
had
There's like Alexis that had that, I think.
No, it's Kiki.
Oh.
No, it's Kiki.
Oh, but then yeah. Oh, that's right. Yeah, Kiki, and then like Leona was born from there.
Honestly, going back to diaries is kind of confusing because why did Zane give Kiki the pregnancy necklace? Like, I doubt Zane. I highly doubt Zane didn't know what the necklace was for. So why did he randomly get her pregnant? Just to he didn't even do anything with Leona or anything. He didn't. Like, what was the plan? That Zane and Diaries was confusing. Like, Zane opened that weird void thing in the basement. That wasn't really explained his plan there. Some of Zane's stuff in season made sense, like him getting Garth join him, the whole trying to marry Aphmau for power, as well as trying to start a war for power. That stuff kind of makes sense, but some of the stuff of Zane's motivations in Diaries season 1 made no sense. Like, why get Kiki pregnant? Like, you didn't even acknowledge it after the fact. You just got her pregnant randomly with a magical necklace.
So I guess, yeah. So again, obviously, I thought about this when I watched Minecraft Diaries because, of course, how could you not? It is definitely a huge question that's I feel like everyone should have pondered. At some point.
No one questioned it. It's just like, yeah, she got pregnant because Zane gave her a necklace for some reason.
Yeah. And then it turns out that Leona actually seems to have werewolf DNA for no apparent reason either.
Yeah.
Although it does seem like in both cases, Zane was involved in the transmitting of the necklace and never actually inputted any of his own DNA in both circumstances.
Yeah, but like, why? I could maybe see him wanting.
Yeah, but the reason why
that's not even what he tried.
I would have thought the only reason would have been to sow discourse, to cause as much like disturbance in like Phoenix Drop that was already falling apart to like distract Aphmau in some way, or to just like
it didn't really work, unfortunately. But
yeah,
I don't know.
No, it 100% didn't work because the pregnancy was also, I believe, relatively quick. all
No,
things considered.
I think the whole pregnancy. What wasn't the amulet itself technically the pregnant one? The amulet birthed it, not Kiki.
I'm pretty sure because otherwise Aphmau would have miscarried like 7 times. So I'm fairly certain that is how it works.
But like, okay, so I do kind of like the reveal of the necklace because it is one of those like weird Aphmau things. I forgot that she did in one of her earlier shows. So I'm like, oh yeah, in hindsight, I guess it does make sense that this weird necklace exists in other worlds too. Kind of weird how Aphmau
and specifically like illuminated once and then again the different colors when Aphmau and Aaron specifically used it.
Yeah, which it's one of the things I forgot about, which makes sense. But
of all people for Xena to know that and no one else, considering Xena's like time in the human world, like all right, sure.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe her mom talked about it. Her mom's like,
or it's more of like an actual like mermaid thing because I think you actually asked this question beforehand about like how mermaids actually reproduce, which I always thought egg, but anyway.
But I don't think it's egg because the line was Aphmau, you're pregnant. If it was egg, it would be Aphmau.
Yeah.
You have eggs out on the floor. They're fertilized.
Yeah,
that
wouldn't be that wouldn't be as catchy. It's like, what is it? Wait, hold a second. What just happened, Xena? And then that was the reveal. That was okay.
Like,
but
I'm pretty
actually,
sure she's actually pregnant. Technically.
There is actually such a thing. Like normally, like you have like oviparous creatures, which are ones born from eggs, and then viviparous ones that are born from a womb. There is such a thing as ovoviviparous creatures that are born from an egg inside of a womb, like not like egg cell. I mean like proper egg, which I don't know. We got like one lesson on that in school at one point. It was like kind of like sneezed at us. So don't know that much about the concept, but maybe that's what's happening here.
Maybe I don't know.
Who knows? Maybe she's gonna have to like revert to human form or something in order to actually
But
birth
she
the child
can't.
in this case.
She
or
can't
not.
because they don't have the soul echo anymore, so she can't revert to human form because she
And
don't have the soul
and therein lies the quest for season 3.
Right. Yes, I think the soul echo may be a tad out of their reach right now. Just a tad.
I don't know. It's like the butterfly maracas. As long as someone else doesn't collect it first, they should be able to find it in the water somewhere.
I mean, I guess they could always go back to season 1 logic and learn and try to do some human hair shenanigans, maybe, to get at legs. Technically.
Yeah, true. I guess they don't have to deal with like all the scales again that would entail with that. No, but but yeah, honestly, I guess. So the part I said before about things feeling like they were coming to like a conclusion point or like some sort of like semi-conclusion, a cliffhanger. Yeah, fully take that one back now because there's no way they're gonna end on that idea. Which I guess leads me back to what I said about Edwin before, where they could 100% bring him back again and keep that and have that distrust still there, even though he knows he's changed, or have him continue to self-reflect. So now knowing that, I'm even less disappointed by Edwin's character arc because it feels.
I don't know because like the thing is, I do worry that ultimately this may be the end of the road for Mermaid Tales, if that makes any sense. I know there's a cliffhanger.
It does make sense. We thought it was the end of the road for 8 years before this season even referenced. So yeah, it's 100% a legitimate worry to have.
Yeah, it's one of the things where it could be the end of the road. Which, if it is, that's a tad. I really hope it's not that.
Yeah, I thought that Aphmau had learned from that in terms of cliffhanger endings and such.
Which honestly makes me kind of worried for Minor Demons Season 2 if it's got to end on another major cliffhanger whenever that happens.
The only one I'm not worried about is My Street because they specifically have really a point in mind. But everything else could follow that direction. That's not good. Like after like a decade of doing the same thing, that's still the MO here.
Because the thing about this ending especially is we end it as the main antagonist, our dad, Stone.
Well, is he though? Because as you said off screen, if there's another season, then he could come back.
I'm pretty sure that's meant to be his death. anyways, so essentially Stone, what's her name, Evil Siren Woman, and Caspian been murked unless they get brought back. But let's say they're murked. And then we have no Soul Echo. The wolf's probably gone off to My Street season 7 or 8. Probably season 8, technically. I don't know if the wolf will make appearance in season 7. The wolf is probably off doing their thing. Which ultimately...
Maybe the wolf will appear in Minor Demons.
Maybe.
We've just detected a source of magic. It's more powerful than we ever imagined before. We need all the Deimos army to go.
I mean,
as dear
cool
wife, crazy lady, come with me.
As cool as that would be, that would mean they have to introduce a version of Aaron because the wolf is weirdly obsessed, at least with Aaron. And then that would also potentially risk Minor Demons feeling more like an extension of My Street and less of its own show, feel more like just another My Street universe instead of
we already have the connection via like this show alone of how they
but also Aaron is like a major character, and like Aaron being there, I would kind of rub me the wrong way because Aaron already gets so much focus in so many other shows. I don't want Aaron being like a main player or at least a reoccurring character in Minor Demons at any point. Get it? No Aaron and Aphmau. They're banned from Minor Demons.
Yeah, that was the refreshing part of Minor Demons, that it was a different main character this time, and not just another version of Aphmau. Still played by Aphmau. You know, we wouldn't get one who's not played by her until Kiori in Phoenix Drop Days. But it was a start. It was a start.
I don't know.
And that's my personal preference in terms of like, you know, crafting shows. You know, it is of having like different like variety of main characters rather than like a revolving cast in a way like this. You know, if you want a revolving cast something, you know, go back to like the old Aiden verse, for example. That's where you're gonna get more of that.
Oh yeah, no, I wanna touch more on the Aiden verse because I have like I actually have a multiverse explanation in the Aiden verse that's actually really interesting of why the multiverse exists, but I can't explain that on camera. I can maybe explain.
I mean, that's fine. Yeah, I mean, for me personally,
I have lore.
You don't know to justify its existence. It can just be. But if you have an explanation,
but I have lore of how it came into existence, and it like ties into storylines or like a major storyline eventually.
Okay.
But yeah, I don't know. I mean, part of me is like, yeah, season 3 may happen, but also so much of this season got tied up with this that I feel like Aphmau would like have to borderline pump out like completely new storylines and like introduce a whole new revolving cast for additions into the season. And I don't know.
Well, she's already done that. That was this season.
Yeah, but then she'd have to do it again. And like it'd be one thing if this season was set up to where it could continue onwards with the same like crews that were introduced and like the same maybe a reoccurring villain or something, but like there's a lot more you have to set up, in my opinion, that I don't know if Aphmau is gonna do a 3rd season. I hope so. I'm not saying that I wouldn't want one, but also part of me is like, I don't know. Part of me feels like the cliffhanger's just there as a maybe it will continue.
Yeah, which again, you know, like I think part of, I know I've mentioned before, like our methodology of, you know, like making seasons conclusive, but also cliffhangers. Like I think I mostly did that because I was always tired out by like Aphmau ending seasons like that with no intention of continuing them. Weirdly enough, My Street has always been somewhat of an exception. Well, not always, but a lot of time has been somewhat of an exception. Mainly because, like, you know, season 1 was supposed to be the end of it. Season 2 apparently was also, but that one ends with them moving in together, so that does feel like, you know, a new avenue for exploration. So I'm not sure how much I believe that one necessarily. But yeah, then Lover's Lane as well, you know, felt like, you know, we've done the breakup arc. They're back together. You know, all's well that ends well. And
I think it was said in like Justice Day Off, the right before that came up before the finale of Lover's Lane, that Jason and Jess had to figure out a new direction for My Street or what.
Oh
to
yeah,
do.
Jess had writer's block after that point. Yes,
Because that's why I'm pretty sure season 3.5 exists to essentially fill time in between seasons. Being like, I don't know.
No, yeah,
what to do.
100%, yes. But like the season itself still feels more like an ending than say, for example, honestly, like every other My Street season except for the first one.
Yeah.
Which is also by extension why I never believed that My Street was going to be like, oh yes, we're never going to come back. Because more people like said to me like, oh yeah, season 7 is never going to happen. I was like, well, they cliffhangered it, and if any show had enough support to cross that threshold for Aphmau to keep making it, it would have been My Street. That was always like the major thing. Was like, oh yes, make sure the series gets enough support, and then it will continue.
I don't know, because Aphmau, especially in early 2020, had like a handful of empty promises. Like, remember in like 2020, around like February, Aphmau said, "Oh yeah, around like Valentine's Day, a very special Minecraft roleplay episode is gonna come out," which I think was alluding to like a special, like a Wolf's Tale or something that was meant to happen that obviously never manifested. Like, there were plans that Aphmau just scrapped. I remember. Like,
I do remember My Street Under Construction was a banner that was used at one point.
Yeah, no, that was a whole thing.
Okay, yes, but I'm not even talking about 2020 Aphmau. I'm talking about like 2016, 2017, 2018 Aphmau was when this pattern emerged properly for the first time. Honestly, you know what, Realm Royals might have been included in that, but I don't remember that one. Honestly, a Royal Tale is probably the most conclusive out of all of those series that came out around that time.
Okay, but Royal Tale's ending
so I was hoping, yeah. So there you go. I guess the alternative, but like, but either way, not the main point here.
Well, actually, I would say Phoenix Drop Days is kind of conclusive, or at least in a way where it's like maybe something will happen. I don't know. You know?
No, Phoenix Drop Days kept the conclusion that clearly was like intended, but just didn't give itself enough time to set it up. That was the mistake that they made in that one. But I will, I already covered that in the video called "The Worst Finale Ever," something like that.
God, that show was so good until it wasn't, and that's the sad
Exactly.
part.
Exactly. I still love those third episodes. See,
episode 1 through 10 is really good. Everything else, and then the finale just sucks.
Yeah, see, that's things like it's like the reverse of Emerald Secret, but that by extension means that I prefer going back and watching Phoenix Drop Days infinitely more than Emerald Secret because of that. But yeah,
the heartache like I do.
Well, well, okay, yeah, because the heartache is there certainly, but the heartache mostly came about from like what was established like even earlier than that in the other seasons, which you also don't like as much. So,
I like season 3. I just don't like 2 and 1 very much.
Mm-hmm. Also, just as I remember the reason why that came about later. I was like, that was one thing that I like kept tabs on. It doesn't make the ending any more satisfying if you know why it happened. It's kind of like the Owl House, for example, where it's like why the ending the last season is the way that it is, but you still acknowledge that it's not the best way the best way to end the show. It's just the way they had to. That doesn't make
I think at least the Owl House pulled it together a lot better than Phoenix Drop Days. Because at least the Owl House knew what to cut down and avoid doing.
They montage. I think that montage in the first episodes.
That montage is probably going to be like the first half of the season 3. I wouldn't be surprised.
Yes, so that's what I'm saying. So yeah, the montage did a lot of the heavy lifting in terms of doing that, because you could see how those like plot points could have been like easily like 3 arc stories in between each other or something. Like, yes, 100%. And even then, they extended their run times as for how long they needed in order to like cram all that stuff in. Otherwise, but so yeah, of course.
I think
the Hammer Tester, but it's still not. Yeah, but it's still obviously you think about like what might have been. That's what I'm getting at. Like, you can by all means say like you can always still acknowledge that this is not the best way to end things. I still say that it's the worst finale. There's Fearsdrop Days is the worst finale, even if I know why it happened.
Yeah, although I will.
There's a cliffhanger at the end. Well, I mean, there was a cliffhanger just now, which is part of the problem we're getting to, actually. But actually, you know what? If you're saying there's a cliffhanger or the post-credit scene that goes to this, that makes it even worse.
Okay, let me explain. It's more of a tease to what's to come. I will say it's like that. It's less of a cliffhanger for this show and more of a tease to what's to come for other shows.
Oh, okay. Well, then who cares? So like,
well, I care. It's relevant, and we should watch it. Do we?
We're not. And it's not like we're not gonna watch it, but I'm not gonna rush through it to like still make the point about cliffhangers.
Anyways, though, with Fearsdrop Days, though, they should have cut certain ideas. Although, even if it got the episodes, I don't even think I would have liked that conclusion narratively.
Probably
even if it was paced out well, I don't know if I would have liked that conclusion still, because I still object to the idea of Hunter's goal for the whole season ultimately being for naught, and him ultimately ending up with Kiori, Kiori.
Well, she doesn't. Well, it doesn't end up with Kiori. That's the thing.
No, but ultimately having feelings for her, ending up with her, or not ending up with her, either way, I feel like I still would have felt underwhelmed, narratively speaking.
Okay, so in that sense, what I'm picturing for that is, yeah, I know that I am obviously the one who like pushes back on like male protagonist, female protagonist having to get together. I've said that a lot. They can just be friends, and those two work particularly well as just friends. That's one thing. The real problem with like how Fearsdrop Days like went about it is because like the crush was gone in that one episode, and it just fully forms. If they'd had time to like say like, okay, they're getting like closer to each other, we see a few hints maybe of like Hunter's feelings starting to develop or to change or to shift as he does in fact succeed in getting closer to Annabelle, then it would have been more palatable. Not ideal, but then I'm guessing the idea is that even though that was the case, like Kiori never had feelings for him in the first place, so that never actually came to be. Still not the best satisfying conclusion for him, but it could have also been, like had like the constellation of like, yeah, he and Annabelle became like greater friends or something. That's what I'm picturing was the potential plan. So even if the ending was not like what you would have like hoped for, it still would its execution would have helped digest it a lot more.
Yeah.
But yeah, going back to this ending. Yeah, like I said before, the real problem is that I have to take this back in terms of like the compliment I gave Aphmau. I started to do those like conclusive seasons with like a bit of a teaser just in case I didn't actually follow through and pick it up, because I knew from experience that Aphmau a lot of the time didn't pick up a series after that is afterwards. Little I know the one would come back 8 years later, but my personal like second favorite Aphmau series, Ultra Nova, didn't she apparently despises. So that's not happening either. And that one had a cliffhanger. So it's really not like a good practice that I like to encourage people to do unless they are guaranteed something. For an internet show normally, it's actually not a bad idea if you know what you're going to go through with it. But if you don't, if there's that lingering doubt that you might not get to it, or you might not get enough support, you might not have the time for it, I would discourage anyone from attempting something like this.
Yeah, but you also shouldn't do a cliffhanger just to get people talking about your show. You should do a cliffhanger because you think it's a interesting angle to take the story going forward. It shouldn't be like
and because there's something to like, and there's something to there's something beyond that cliff that they're going to be able to to latch onto afterwards once the hanging is over.
Yeah,
you don't want a cliffhanger with no fruition. That's one thing that Aphmau apparently still has not learned about. But either way,
loose ender from season 1. God, I can't get over that.
Yep. Well, I mean that's sort of where it started around that time period.
No, Boop Senda, guys. Boop Senda's not here.
She has D shells.
Oh yes, bring it back.
That'd been a great moment for the unpause to actually work. But there you go.
Split into hope you're fine. Ain't got time.
Do you want to watch? Oh wait, this is Epic to make sounds. You may not get copyrighted for this, although I don't know if I have copyright in general.
Oh, there's the crab rave.
credits, it kind of
DJ Henson.
God.
How could they say I was broken? How could they say you made me?
You see, no Zane DNA there.
Now I know
Only
that
humanoids
it's
allowed.
okay. Unlike my friends, you are
Wait,
like that.
how come Caspian, how come Stone got credit in the credits before Caspian? Come on, Caspian was way more a part of the show than Stone.
I think they were honestly fairly similar in terms of screen time, actually. Like Caspian appeared earlier, yes, but he was gone for longer, and Stone made up for that in terms of his time.
I guess I don't know. I would have rearranged it. When I was doing like Fallen Angels credits, I like
you do the credits on like character level. I think I also it's not like in the studios where like people actually like require like specific like billings or something, and billing orders like change as a result of that. You know, we are just more of a case of like, yeah, we'll do it by character.
Yeah, like I was like going through. I was like, okay, who is probably more relevant than the others credit wise? And like, okay, ordering like this.
Mm-hmm. This version was my favorite, not gonna lie. I don't know if I'd go as far as to say that, but he's definitely a welcome contrast to the way that he was portrayed before.
This is the first Lawrence that ever got involved in the plot properly.
I wouldn't say that. Phoenix Drop High Lawrence got involved quite a lot.
Not as much as Garth. Garth's more involved in the plot. Lawrence kind of felt more like a side piece.
Yeah,
in
I
that
never
plot.
said it. I never said as much as Garth. I just said he got involved.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like Lawrence is probably the most involved in any plot here than, you know.
In fact, also original version of Lawrence, there was a lot of plot around him. Arguably more than Garth. Depending on which part of the show you're in.
Maybe. I don't know. Lawrence is probably. I really hope this means Lawrence in season 6.
Wait, hold on. Void Paradox wrote Lawrence. Yeah.
Oh wait, I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, it's not common for Lawrence. Lawrence take season
That's
3.
Like most of his examples.
My Street season 3 Lawrence. And Diaries.
I said most. I didn't say all. And also he wanted that cooking show. Okay.
One episode. You can't give it. That's like being like Dante and Travis were so relevant during season 3.
Okay, I mean he also had to share a house with Zane. That was where we saw like how much the two of them despise each other. That's where we got like that. Oh, poor little Lawrence. Also Caleb.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I would also include I would also include Kim, but that kind of feels like mean to do. So yeah, I won't say that. But yeah, Lawrence actually gets involved. A lot more people give him credit for, I suppose. So yeah, there's a lot.
I still can't get over the fact that Kim came in the show and just stole all Lawrence's thunder. Kim, he got a girlfriend, kind of, not really, and then she immediately got all his plot, got more plot relevance than he will ever probably get, and took over his role in the show. It's like, aha. I find
that's an interesting what if scenario. What if Lawrence got possessed by Ghost? That'll be even worse considering how much he hates Zane.
Yeah, that would have been extra uncomfortable though. I don't know if I would want that. Ugh, get uncomfortable.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, either way, Zane is 100% a victim in either scenario. So
yeah.
Doesn't make much of a difference. On a personal level with Zane, maybe. And Darren. Okay.
Wait, Cuvier?
Maybe one for singing, one for speaking, potentially.
Maybe.
Jennifer. I knew it was Jennifer. That's way better because again, born at the end of season 6. And the next plot point, like around next like main series after that, yeah, that's where you come in. Levi drink to that narrative symmetry.
I wouldn't really count Lawrence in After Dark though. Because Lawrence in After Dark was an afterthought in that episode. It was focused mostly on the Romae family. He's like barely relevant in the episode. It's great to have him back in any form, but like he felt like a side character. He felt on the level of like someone like Derek in that episode, or maybe even
he felt like his version of himself in Dante and Travis the Show.
Yeah, he was there. He was just happy to be included. He was there though. he didn't have much relevance in
But
it
yeah,
at all.
I think the reason that like a lot of people like will asking like where's Lawrence in a lot of like My Street particularly is because they were not used to him not being involved, not because he never had any relevance to begin with.
Well, Lawrence is the
maybe
one
there's an analysis video in there somewhere actually.
But here's the thing: Lawrence is the one character in My Street that kind of got dropped at post season 1.
I think that's because they didn't know.
Lawrence,
I think that the perception. I think the perception of like Lawrence not being like involved or having else to do with the plot comes from the writers admitting they didn't know what to do with him after a certain point. But there's the key: after a certain point. So that doesn't diminish what happened to him before.
So, but there's so much they could have did of Lawrence in like Level Up Paradise or even season 3. I would choose it, put in Level Up Paradise, and maybe have a storyline be focused on Lawrence still feeling sad about Aphmau and having to move on. I feel like that would have been nice. That would have been at least a mini arc that he could go through that actually explores. Because
that is true, and actually, that would distinguish him a lot from Gareth, because Gareth moved on fairly quickly to like other stuff and to like feeding his cat and hula lessons and everything. He bounced back rather quickly. But Lawrence, actually, that's a fair point. Yeah, but
because like I feel like my issue, especially if Lawrence writing wise, like season 2 writing wise, especially in its intro, is like it feels like everyone else's feelings for Aphmau outside of Aaron, for the most part, minus the Garth blush in episode 1, pretty much disappeared, and like they didn't really struggle with it at all, which I kind of wish they at least struggled with it a little bit. They don't have to like maybe a major struggle, but like a minor struggle would be appreciated, or like minor sadness,
100%, because that's a very like relatable scenario.
Like the one girl you pined after for like 10 years is ultimately with someone who you can't see her not dating for a long time, and maybe potentially.
Well, I don't know if they couldn't see her not dating him, because as far as they were concerned, the season before they were all like they were the far better options. Maybe as time went by and they saw Aphmau and Aaron together and how well they worked, then that could be a conclusion. Adorable hermit crabs, I want to see them as cats now. Well, I mean, I don't know about you. I can't say that this was a thing for Jennifer because she quite literally did not exist at this point. But if you haven't seen the episode Night of the Living Cats and parts 1 and 2, that's part of season 3. Go and check those out. Oh, there's Jezebel.
Try to be cool.
I forgot how bright
Even wear that shirt you wanted to. My friends think I'm lame. Since I met you, I am not the same.
Also, me, Matthew got Michael Kovac in one episode.
Be a fairy tale with a happy end.
I guess he doesn't get a cut.
Girl, you take care now.
Also, okay, so one thing that we'll note is the Wolf has 3 VAs because obviously they're doing the whole chrysalis thing, the multi-layered voice thing.
Yeah.
But I'm just,
whatever it's called, yeah.
I know Aaron used he/him pronouns for the Wolf, but is Aaron doing that because he knows for this fact that the Wolf is a guy, or is he doing that because he assumes the Wolf is a guy? Because I know someone like on Reddit post when they're talking about theories about this, apparently I saw briefly, like they said the Wolf's a guy because like people were being like, oh, what if it's like Alina or something like that? That's still up in the air because we don't actually know the Wolf's gender. The Wolf could be a girl or a guy or neither. We don't actually know the Wolf's gender. Aaron may use him, but Aaron, I don't even know if Aaron knows much about the Wolf.
Well, yeah, not like he's interacted with them that much. Okay,
yeah,
but actually,
they probably had like maybe a few sentences.
To that effect, actually, I can say this: in English, like male pronouns used to be like the default. If anything, I think what happened is that eventually like, the default pronouns like the Finnish pronouns became male ones. That's why we got like there was like man, for example, which was not meant to be just like man like human, because it was like were before. That's why you get like werewolf was like were meant man, but then man was like mankind. So I think that's what kind of happened, which also incidentally would explain why the default like pronoun for like, you know, for collective groups in Spanish are like the male ones. So because there's like different there's different versions for like, you know, for like they, for like, you know, for like a group of men, a group of women, or a group of everyone. But
And to be fair, some languages...
and that's been like chalked up to patriarchy, but it might also be because like at some point there was like a default there. That's one thing I want to look into more at some point. But given the time period, male pronouns being the default actually sort of tracks, because if you see like old like essays or studies like that were like written from that time period, or even like books or something, you'll see something like, yes, a person's mostly known by his character, his character specifically, and that being, part of a thing. So yeah, Aaron could just be defaulting here.
Yeah, and it's also the fact that, I mean, I guess technically people assume like a combatant, like this being this strong, could be just a man, that whole stereotype. It also could be that, and you're just defaulting to that mentality, old-timey ways. That is a possibility.
Yes. Yeah.
I don't know.
All right.
I don't know. I'm just saying that as a possibility, but I don't know. I still personally think it could be Alina.
To see for us or as viewers, to see the actual outfit and distinguish their. That feels counterintuitive to do it that way, but yeah. There's part at the end that's about the wolf. Well, Aiden's already seen this, so I presume it's not about the wolf's gender, but that's fine. We'll get to that.
Yeah, no, it's unknown. The gender is question mark still. Gender is question mark. We don't know. God, I wish I could actually have my logo be animated like that. That'd be cool. It just has to fade on screen like a boring thing.
I mean, we could probably pull that off, actually. Not gonna lie, there's probably like given like what I did in like Alpha Witch Academy, there's like the lens flare effect. You could absolutely do like sparkle something like that.
Maybe.
And if we looked up a tutorial or something, that'd be 100% doable. Also, another thing about this is that this music here, because we don't have a theme. This did not have the same custom of having like the intro music at the beginning of with the logo. How Fast a Car became iconic in my street, for example, like any of the others. It feels strange to like have like the full song at the end here because we have like built up to it. Again, think about like Fallen Angels, for example, and that's how, and that like and those are like absolutely going the whole way through, no matter what. Which I'm pretty sure was inspired by those like Aphmau end credits. And then we get, of course, in typical Aphmau end credit style, we get everyone here. Once again. Did I say Ziana there for a second there?
Yeah, Ziana. Remember, she was a crab. Ziana was a crab. Remember?
Oh, yeah. Yes. Bodhi Cambird. Oh, Cambird, that's a new name.
They're also what's a showrunner do at Catface per se? Like, do they do filming schedules? What's the showrunner actually do? Because like when I hear showrunner, I think of like someone who's like in the writing room or like pointing the direction of the story, but they're not credited as writers. They're showrunners. So I'm like, is this like a production thing? Is it like a showrunner like a production thing specifically?
Both might be Aphmau for a different time, making sure that her and Aaron are still together. The wolf is just another version of Irene. The wolf is the third piece of the broken soul.
That's a really weird identity that Irene would choose. Like, dang, Irene. Why?
No, I don't know. The wolf could also be Leona, the last person conceived through pregnancy necklace. I don't know.
Pregnancy necklace!
She's got the wolf genes, so why the heck not?
God.
Zed is only 4 people. That's pretty impressive.
And
Binatress still involved. I only bring that up because like I remember there was like an altercation between them or something. I didn't see Ross's name, by the way, in there. I might have missed it, though. Well, I could understand that's the lyrics now.
Marketing.
Yeah. And all of these are the character puppeteers. That's, yeah. Mac and cheese, though. Yeah. You know what? Being a bottom building is actually probably even like better there, actually, in that case.
Yeah, this sad music. Watching how you drift away.
Every single one of you. I promise.
Okay, now I see what you mean in terms of like the blackouts. I thought you meant yeah.
We don't even know what they look like. We don't have a silhouette, no clothing, nothing to differentiate any form of gender. Also,
that's what a stole that goes out of reach.
Yeah,
okay, now I get it. I thought they just dropped it.
I said it's out of reach. Like, literally, it's not even in their world anymore. They cannot get it if they wanted to. It does not exist in their world.
Okay, now I get it. Okay.
Unless they start multiverse hopping, which I feel like that's kind of dangerous, multiverse hopping in general. Do not multiverse hopping. You're going to get void burns. You're going to get a lot of void burns.
Maybe that's why like their body is just that way. That's what happens when like your entire body's engulfed in void.
Your body's just been void burned out.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't think so, because the void's like a purplish black compared to just a straight up black like silhouette.
Maybe if you do it for long enough, it just gets like, you know, even there's just like even blacker. I don't know.
Yeah.
Feed lately, pretty cool concept for channel to review online series in mediums that often don't get this kind of presentation. You're well spoken and articulated too. Thank you. That is absolutely like the entire point of this. Yeah, like especially the gacha ones nowadays, but yeah, the Minecraft ones too.
Yeah,
because yeah, like you're right. This kind of thing like deserves to be analyzed. Like I feel like all art deserves to be analyzed and criticized in the same way. That's like the best way to take it seriously. Even though we do crack jokes because, you know, for the cameras, obviously, if there's you know, if we weren't having fun along the way, then would have thrown the towel ages ago.
Okay.
But yeah.
So one thing about this so far with that ending with the wolf and their line there, like I promise all of you or something like that, I think it was. So here's my theory. So we have like the Aaron scene where he doesn't say what the promise was, but it's paired back to back with the next scene immediately following being the revelation that Aphmau is pregnant. So that's why I think this is like Alina or maybe Lilith, one of Aphmau's other daughters, hopping around the multiverse, protecting Aaron's and Aphmau's, making sure they can raise their child together. Because if it's like Alina or something, like Alina obviously didn't grow up with a father or mother, unfortunately. So maybe it's like something like that where it's like no, I will promise
to keep making versions of herself.
Well, protecting versions of herself, or maybe it's like a version of Aaron, but like maybe it's a version of Aaron making sure every Aaron has a chance to be with Aphmau because he knows Aaron keep dying. I don't know, but I don't know. Like the way it was said by the wolf, it was a lot more sentimental. So part of me thinks it's like Alina or someone who has a sentimental thing, being like, no. I must keep them safe, or at least must keep them alive to my best of my ability.
I mean, sure, I do. You know, you could also say that, you know, like that, like by that same logic, the Aphmau theory that someone else came up with there, that is subversion of Aphmau, still makes sense for the exact same reason.
Yeah.
Although Alina, of course, is heavily involved in ensuring Aphmau and Aaron's happiness. I think it might be more of a case of like showing their happiness together, not necessarily conceiving a child each time, because that feels very much like the central finite curve in Rick and Morty.
Yeah, but maybe like
I don't want to go down that angle too much. But but they're being happy together. Yeah, but yeah, honestly, Honestly, yeah, Alina might have Kawaii-chan beat for the world's biggest Aphmau shipper. Although I guess she has a vested interest.
Yeah,
but with the scores reviews say like this, they appear in my figures. I voiced the quirky night guy in Freak Show. Oh, so you're Shane. I think that's his name, right? His name's Shane.
Nice.
Yeah. Got the good work. Well, same to you. Just I hope you guys can keep it up because I guess I don't know what happened.
I don't know what Shane. I mean, Shane
yeah.
may be in like I was gonna call it a suppository. That's not what that place is called.
Sanatorium.
Sanatorium. It's a suppository. It's a pill that goes up the booty, apparently.
Yeah.
Oh God. Yeah, I don't know if Shane's ever leaving there. Shane may be stuck there forever.
Yeah, well, yeah, because we are still one episode behind, obviously. The ending is open-ended. The ending is open, like I said this before. It felt more open-ended for certain characters, but it does still feel like. But now with the cliffhanger, like the pregnancy and the promise as well, as Aiden just pointed out here, not just for the wolf, but also for like Aaron's promise that they made and didn't reveal what it was to Zane. It does not feel like a conclusion anymore because of those things.
Yeah,
it could have been an open-ended conclusion before that, but those 3 plot points together, that those alone are reason enough to suspect this series is intended to continue, or it's another case of Aphmau's ultimatum method of give this enough support, and we will keep it going. Drain our merch stock, and then we'll consider it.
Yeah, I really do hope it gets to season 3 based off how they want to end it. Obviously, I would prefer at least with Aphmau stuff for something like this. I would prefer a slightly more conclusive ending. Part of my fear with not Mermaid Tales, My Hero Academia season 2 again, it's gonna end on a major cliffhanger where it's like, ooh, what's gonna happen next? Like I don't know, like season 2 is gonna end with Ava and the Deimos getting back to Earth, but then the other Deimos managed to make it Earth at the same time, and now there's a war looming or something like that, and that's where the season ends, being like, oh my god, more Deimos are here, dun dun dun. It's like that's just where the season ends.
I've told this story before, but it's too funny not to repeat. So when I went to watch Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, that movie also ended a cliffhanger. And it stands to reason that caught a lot of people off guard. Similarly to Lord of the Rings 1978, that was not advertised as part 1, people raged so much about it, they never made it part 2. But Across the Spider-Verse, they obviously were intending that. But there was still a rage moment, because I remember that as soon as it was gearing up, I thought to myself, okay, we've been in the movie theater for for what feels like a couple of hours. This is most likely either going to be like a big confrontation here, but the montage implies going to be an ending. So I was prepared for it. The kid that was like a few seats ahead of me with her friends or something, and then was very much not. The second the spot there, it cuts to black. The credits roll. She was like, "No, oh, I refuse, I protest."
Yeah,
my dad and I cracked up so much at that.
At least in the Spider-Verse's defense, that part 2 was meant to come out a year after that movie came out, so it wasn't meant to be that long of a wait in between movies. But now it's verging on a 4-year, 5-year wait in between movies, which kind of makes it a lot worse.
That's true. I anticipated a year or so, considering.
I wouldn't mind maybe a 2-year gap, but it's gotten ridiculous, and I know it gets delayed because of production stuff and Sony shenanigans, and I understand that. But I don't really long waiting that long in between major cliffhangers.
Okay, that. but here's the thing, and the thing, we know that it's going to happen eventually.
Yeah.
Unlike with Aphmau seasons, where at least by seasons it's not a guarantee. For example, this episode, obviously it's much longer. It took long to prepare and come out because they want to wrap up everything. They want to have their best visuals and everything. And to various degrees, they succeeded. maybe not every moment of like the best visuals, because that'd be, that would be doing a disservice to the rest of the season. But by majority, there was a lot of good here, including the animation, which we barely commented on the animation change because I guess it spoke for itself. It's like, yeah, of course. But and also was used for like a casual scene, not just an action one this time, which is not usual for an Aphmau roleplay. But that's the thing with episodes, especially with season 6, and I remember like that going down. Aphmau was giving updates and apologies consistently about the lack of time in season 6, and everyone was assuring her, "Don't worry, it'll be fine. We'll still be here. We're not. We understand. You need this time. Like your animators have all. You have like 2 animators or something. You want to do this the best way you can. You don't want to compromise. 100%. Great. That would honestly train people up for like when Gacha, got a budget and then had the same thing happen to all of their shows and well, I say their shows, our shows, because we're included in that. But yeah, like this. But in terms of seasons, that's always where it's like never a guarantee. Like if you know it's going to happen eventually, it's like okay, sure, I'm prepared to wait here. I wasn't exactly being like, antsy about when is the finale going to come out because I knew it was going to eventually. Maybe that's me and my unbothered by trailers and teasers mentality coming through a little bit there, but I also think it's more because like I've recognized the pattern by now, and I know as far as from a content creation perspective, like this is absolutely something that you would never want to just like wrap up without having some form of like satisfaction behind it. So, and yeah, as much as we say that we're not happy they're not learned from their previous mistakes or something. As far as they're concerned, they're not mistakes, they're not bugs, they're features. So that's what's always going to come with it. But in the case of in the case of the actual series itself, like, yeah, I mean, a lot was accomplished here, and yeah, for the majority of reasons, there was not something that I was left wanting more. If anything, I was left wanting less, considering what we've been saying. So, so for me personally, I am very happy, all things considered, with what we ended up with here.
I mean, I think this season was pretty good. I mean, some of like the ending stuff, like I didn't like how they ended crap for his character, Edwin's character. I didn't like how they did that ending. But honestly, I think overall this show has been pretty successful, and I am excited to see. And honestly, I'm surprised a show like this, Mermaid Tales came out of nowhere, show-wise. Like, Aphmau didn't even announce it. She just kind of shadow dropped it. Been like, oh yeah, we're doing this now. Kind of just happens.
Yeah. Which does go to show, you've got the proof of concept right there. And actually, yeah, I guess like instead of talking about the episode, yeah, because it's time to like think about the series, discussing the series in general. This more than any others was a subversion of expectations for a lot of people. I think for particularly you, because your attitude towards this show had a similar change to like my attitude towards Meta Runner, in a sense. Except for in that case, there was no like pre-established, expectations, I suppose, with Meta Runner. But because you went from thinking like, oh yeah, it's gonna feel like like the server stuff because like Aphmau's like lost her touch in terms of like what she.
I don't think it was that
like a different person. But then obviously the new maturity one, like you saw immediately that was not the case.
Yeah.
Then afterwards you thought, oh, it was going to be like Fabs or something. We're not going to get like a proper conclusion to what they're setting up here. But then it clearly continued past that point.
Yeah.
Oh, these like hermit crabs in like one episode or something. They're going to be here for like a quick marketability thing, and then they're going to be a side quest extracting from everything, and then we're going to never see them again. Oh, nope. It turns out that they're actually involved, and they become like, and he becomes a captain in their own right.
To be fair, plot-wise, that was pretty dumb, but
it was dumb in the way that we've come to like expect and love from Aphmau, though.
Yeah, it just I'm glad this show was taken seriously, but honestly, my again, like a show like this coming out of nowhere in the way it did, like unlike Minor Demons, it didn't have like a teaser. There was no animated teaser being like, oh yes, season 2 of Mermaid Tales coming out, because like it was offhandedly mentioned in a Comic-Con. being like, "Oh yeah, we're thinking about doing a Mermaid Tales," like so casually. It's like, okay, that's like me being like, "Oh yeah, I'm thinking about doing this show." It's like,
Okay,
probably.
Aiden, we do. Okay, but Aiden, we do that all the time. You
Yeah.
especially.
Yeah. But also, even from my personal experience as a content creator, some shows I take way more, slightly more seriously than others. I still take all my shows seriously, but like obviously I take like Fallen Angels probably the most seriously out of all my shows. It's like no, this is like the most important thing to me right now.
Yeah, because many myths was written for efficiency.
Yeah.
As much as it was for other types of content of exploring Gutch life too. Like
Yeah. And like
it's the same with Music Girl. Like I'm much more of a perfectionist over that show than I am over any of the others.
Yeah, and I was worried Mermaid Tales was gonna essentially be a Aphmau trial show for her because like I need to get into role plays. So, but
Honestly,
Mermaid
even if it
Tales,
were a trial show, that's still like
Yeah.
more than than even like the alternates, which was also a possibly an
yeah,
attempt
the
to
alternate
go a little
season
bit darker
2
than that.
wasn't very good though. Okay, it was better than season 1. I think it improved
Oh
on a
lord,
lot of
I just realized I
aspects.
forgot. I've got to got to go back to edit to reviewing that, don't we? Yeah.
I will say I think season 2 is a step up from season 1, but is still not great, if that makes any sense. Like
From
it's
what we've
not
talked about
it,
the alternates, the structure of it definitely helps itself a lot more by being half the runtime. That's all
Yeah,
I know.
no. Yeah, the episodes being a lot shorter did help season 2, but it fails at one of like the parts of Aphmau's storytelling I love, which is the emotional storytelling. Like talking about this show, I feel like this show has really good emotional storytelling when it comes to at least Aphmau, Zane and Aaron, like their dynamic, and even Zane and Lumi's relationship, how Xena feels about her sister. Like I feel like this show really nails the emotional relationships between the characters versus something like the alternates season 2 especially falls flat on. Like it's like it's like quote unquote emotional, but it's really not emotional. It's like it's there, and versus here where it feels like you kind of like feel it a lot more. You actually feel some of the emotions.
Yeah, so I think I've made this comparison before, but this is like more so like a general roleplay Aphmau versus server Aphmau comparison. Roleplay
Yeah.
Aphmau feels like Teen Titans, server Aphmau feels like Teen Titans Go, in the sense that everyone's a clown. There's no one there that's like that grounds them, or they never get moments where they are grounded outside of the alternates, which does delve into that occasionally. I'm not gonna pretend I'm gonna pretend that it's devoid of those moments because it absolutely isn't. It's just they're not the predominant focus. The role plays eventually got that balance really well. Even the earlier role plays, which had mostly just Aphmau's writing and just like embraced the silliness a lot more. They still had that. They still had like the relatable characters, the chemistry between everyone, and the story to actually sustain a little bit more of like when they actually improvised and did other things as themselves in other videos. It felt like those same characters rather than just people goofing off on a server with large life personalities. That's why it feels so different. So even if this were a trial run of just like Aphmau going back into those versions, it still absolutely would have nailed it. But the fact that they went so much further beyond that in terms of the production value and also in what it could mean for like the larger universe just makes the whole situation even better.
Yeah.
As a Toriyama fan, I of course acknowledge the subversion expectations a lot in this, and that's why I've enjoyed sitting back for the ride and just seeing where the show took me rather than necessarily doing what everyone else did and what I used to do back in the day, and very honestly myself, and theorizing that there's the whole way about it, because it's like, what, for this time, see how things play out, because I want to get a sense of like where this is going. And I also always had the faith that that Aphmau the creator was not just a fundamentally different person. Obviously, the that obviously, you know, nearly a decade has passed this point. So obviously, you know, in that time, people change 100%. Trust me, I just recently celebrated 13 years on YouTube myself. I'm fully aware of this. But yeah, like with but I always thought like, okay, there's definitely some part of her, like even if like, you know, the high performance of the server videos at the time, at least.
I mean, yeah, but like the thing is, for me though, I mentally can't turn that part off of me. So that's what, for me, when Aphmau was purely doing that, that's what off put me.
It feels
like I could never turn that part off me completely. Even if I'm doing even if I were doing something like a pop series or something, it would still have the Aiden flair, and there would still be all the Aiden aspects that I can't, because there are parts of me that I just fundamentally could never turn off, even if I wanted to somehow.
100%. Yeah, I get that, and actually, that's precisely the point that I was alluding to. That despite the fact that like that was like the performative side of her, this is also probably not this you know, not the most ideal example, but is the most like relevant considering like previous relations that Aphmau is like, you know, addresses that Beth has had in terms of like professional stuff and things. The reason that Sky Does Minecraft originally retired from Minecraft was because they felt like trapped in like, you know, the performative nature, like the censored or like the censored version of themselves. They seem to have to be like in that sphere of YouTube versus when they originally started. You know, I remember like in the retirement video, like they said like, this block world has kept me trapped for so long or something. I want to do something else. And I always thought to myself like, yeah, like Aphmau's never gonna end up, you know, fully turning her back on Minecraft. I don't think, you know, definitely not, especially considering that things were going better than ever, and because Aphmau already, even before that point, had gone in a more kid-friendly direction anyway. 2014 Aphmau and 2015 Aphmau are in like two very different entities. So she's already toning down a version of herself. Remember that honeypot, you know, Let's Play I mentioned?
Yeah.
That was like 2014.
And I mean, and like what annoyed me about Kokomau the most, honestly.
Oh, sorry, it took me a second there. Kokomau. Okay.
What annoyed me about Kokomau as a concept is you can tone yourself down, be a little more hyperactive. You can be extra child friendly. That's all well and good, but but like the characters didn't even feel like themselves anymore and didn't feel like people. They felt like cartoon stereotypes of who they would normally be. Essentially,
that's what I was saying before about
like they lost
them,
all the characters.
They did like mini games and stuff in the earlier days. It felt like the same characters because like they had that foundation, the chemistry between them, versus, you know, large type personalities that happened to be on a server together. That was the difference, like for me as well. But yeah, what I was getting at in terms of that was that, you know, considering that that like, you know, example with Sky. But just in general, think about like, you know, like what I would do in that situation. You know, I would always like have that. It's like you said before, you can't like turn that off to a certain degree. And I feel like, you know, every content creator like has that where they can't. Every writer has that where they want to write the way they want to write, even if there's, you know, like demands from, you know, let's say either like a publisher for a book or, you know, or you know, producers for a movie or showrunners for a TV show. Whatever it may be, studio interference of any kind, they're still going to want to express that and have that be their vision. That's why we write in the first place. So I always had faith that Aphmau still had that, you know, and still remembered, you know, like the engagement, particularly from that fan base, you know, whether it was like the fan art, you know, the music videos, the theories, you know, the songs, whatever it might have actually been, any of those. Like that all came about from like what seemed like much more of a genuine place. Yes, albeit filtered to a certain degree, and that filter being pushed a little bit more in terms of minor demons. But it all came from a place of heart. The reason Aphmau became my favorite YouTubers because everything seemed like it came from a place of heart. It was somebody who was doing things like the way that they wanted to. And being rewarded for that. I began to build, you know, that kind of creative empire on their own terms and still tell a fantastic story. So yeah, I always knew that that was going to be a thing that would come back at some point in some way, even if it is on a separate channel, as was attempted before with Aphmau Fantasy and Aphmau Stories. You know, whatever. You know that those runs. That yeah, that was there was always going to be something with that, and hopefully with that time that everyone spent reassuring her that we could all wait for season 6, that we would all still be like around and seeing the celebration of the announcement of other things, or the return of My Street, the set, you know, the second season as well, Minor Demons, even like the celebration of like Mermaid Tales overall compared to like the movies or something. I'm hoping that now it's finally sinking in that that sentiment that everyone expressed back in the day was genuine, and it still persists, even, you know, even like if it was like 8 years instead of 1, you know. We all love Aphmau, we're still there, and we're glad that this happened.
One of the things I really do hope, though, this inspires her to actually continue doing role plays beyond My Street Season 8. Because one of my, say, just in general, because one of my worries is eventually we're going to get to My Street Season 8, and then, like, that's going to end, and then she's going to not want to deal with the financial difficulties of role plays, because I bet this was expensive. I have paid an animator to animate a scene. It's expensive even for me.
This is true. and that scene was split up there have been 4 different places. So yeah. Oh, I guess 3. One was the credits. Yeah.
Yeah.
You made the most of it.
Yeah, but you know, I know how expensive it could be. Honestly, like Aphmau, merchandise the heck out of your shows if it means you keep producing them. I don't care.
But she is. You
I know all
stuff yesterday.
All I'm saying is if you have to merchandise stack out of it to keep making it, that's fine. Sacrifice you should make. I don't care. And
I'm sure it is such a profound sacrifice to make merch as a YouTuber.
I know, but like, listen, if selling immense amounts of merch is what motivates someone to do stuff, I don't care. You know, I don't care. Do it. I know people consider merch sellouts, Jacob. I don't care if they have.
Okay, yes, that was definitely the perception. Like, you know, like when people started using merch. By this point, Aphmau has been like selling merch for, you know, like for longer than most of her audience have been alive. For crying out loud. So
yeah.
I think
some of her audience hasn't even been born yet. Some of them are still in the womb enjoying her videos.
Well, that's honestly what you could hope for. You know, like I remember like I think like Natasha said at one point that she was 4 when my first video came out, and I was like, oh wow, that was like almost the time. It's like, oh yeah, when someone would have been born around this time or something. Like, yeah, honestly. Honestly, that's something that, you know, obviously gets a lot of people off guard or something, makes them feel old or whatever. I just love the fact that, you know, that I'm still able to like still keep doing this thing, and actually and that people like, you know, have stuck on and still find me afterwards. Like, you know, if anything, you know, it's not like I fade into obscurity at all. Far from it, in fact. So
I really do. I can't wait for what's next. And for what I assume whatever's coming next is going to be relatively soon, because based off how I assume Aphmau makes these shows, she probably has like a whole production lineup being like, okay, guys, we finished this. We already were prepping for insert show here, probably Minor Demons. Honestly, I think
which is also a advantage of doing a trial show or Mermaid Tale show like this, like first, actually.
I think Minor Demons is gonna be next, just because the website advertised Minor Demons merch coming out, which not really. It was just a journal, Irene journal, so it wasn't Minor Demons merch. The website lied with its countdown, but we also had the Minor Demons cats come out for Comic-Con, so I assume Minor Demons is next.
Okay. I personally, you know, if I were in that helm, I would have gone My Street Faded Memories, Minor Demons, My Street one last time. That would have been like the, you know, there'd be more of a
yeah. I'm kind of hoping My Street Season 7's next, but I have a feeling it's gonna be Minor Demons.
Okay, well, I guess we'll have to wait and see, because now comes the point where, you know, we find out. So Thanks everyone for listening to us mostly waffle at the end there.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll see you all whenever next time. Hopefully you'll stick around. Well, we've got more. We've got one more episode of Freak Show in 6 days' time, hopefully. So, you know. And now we've got one of the VAs in our radar. So
Hey.
gonna be more interesting. But for now, please either like or dislike.
Or dislike because your opinion matters, and subscribing not done so already. Until next time, farewell, drugs, caca, and yes.
What he said.